Live here.
Don't ever believe that a politician is a leader. Don't ever believe that. Because the system that we have produces politicians. It doesn't produce leaders. And so you can have a politician who knows nothing about leadership, and he's leading you. Politicians are concerned about the next election. That's all they're interested in. That's why they cannot be leaders. But leaders are different. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. I want you to compare those two thoughts the next time you have a politician come to your house wanting to vie for your vote. Just ask him, what is your vision for my children? I will sit and listen for 20 minutes for you to tell me what it is. He will leave your house. Because he has no interest in your children's children. His concern is to stay in power, to keep the position, to win the next election. This is why they cannot lead. When you are going to have a conversation with a politician, you should actually try this as a test. You, by the way, as a citizen of a community, you have a right to be seen by the mayor. I hope you know that. If you voted for a mayor, the mayor works for you. Therefore, you have a right to see him. You can make an appointment to see any public officer you voted for. Did you know that? That's your legal right. If he don't want to see you, you can take him to court. That's democracy. So I want you to make an appointment to go and see your mayor or go and see your governor and just sit and say, I want 30 minutes with you, sir. And ask him about that list right there. And sir, what is your purpose for being in leadership in this city? What is your purpose? The first question will make him very nervous. Second question, what is your passion for our community? He'll be wondering what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I just want to build roads and bridges and provide jobs. No. What is your passion? And this is why we need to question the leaders we have. And so I have a little thought here. I call it politics versus leadership. Let's talk about it for a second. Number one, politicians focus on programs, not vision. Number two, politicians' priority is securing the next election, not securing the next generation. Their focus is different. Number three, politicians are preoccupied with promises, not purpose. What we need is statesmen. Statesmen. We don't need more politicians. A statesman is an interesting human. A statesman think of the next generation.
Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match in the history of professional wrestling for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, like and share this video. Welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo and we're in this space again. And we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to go right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Right into it. We're not itch. You understand? Trust me, we're not itch none at all. Alright? So, let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, the biggest news today, I just want to say this. I seen, and welcome again. I seen, make sure you hit the like. I see Andre said something. Andre said, oh my God. Andre said something, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Andre said, you know, see what the Prime Minister did? The Prime Minister pretty much neutralize and have the People's National Party supporters, not necessarily the people them. Some of the People's National Party supporters rock them to sleep by doing what? Honoring Mama P. Then him come and him change the narrative to $1.44 million. It's not that the money gone. It's because when him had them work 9 to 5 and the soldier they work 24 hours and the truck them come at night. And then the man just go bloop and drop this power away. Let's listen to Mr. Wayne Lonesome Rock, ladies and gentlemen.
So, you know, we're not going to believe this. Yeah, quite low, we're not irritated. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, worldwide. When you get there, the man when afraid, you know, no tabloid run here, so. All right, so, we have a breaking news to go now, but I two breaking news in a one. We're not going to believe this. Andrew assigned Google original Google Gaga to lead Nara.
Embarrassing.
When you hear me say a while? When you hear me say a while? Remember, you know, they put him an ambassador. No, America don't want him up the camera and said. So Andrew assigned him to lead Nara. No. Now, I wonder if
That is funny, honey.
Google Gaga.
That's funny.
The R said.
Oh my God, that is funny.
Andrew assigned to lead that, and him lie. Me I play something here, sir, and then I play on my phone, but I'll show it back later. And then Mark Wallen have fact checking with him like them too, you know, because them rename the building, post a similar building, the Labour building. And then him tell life on the NHT about start out the NIS. I don't know what's a lie, that was a new institution. Right? But to collect the pay, I think then they use that, you know, you do the pay and then use the NIS to collect it when them start out, but was a new institution. So we might talk about bull crap, you know, no. Right? Now I play when saying, but never little part title I play now. The man use Google Gaga, Finara. It passed in a bill. So him use Google Gaga where I said when I know nothing. Now, him say, according to him, them have a selection who them a pick. Let me show you Andrew on this line. If a man an ambassador and him out of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. And you use people from First Rock. First Rock, you know. First Rock and other places. Oh, the man here, oh, this man, me never understand Andrew say, on the list, figure pick for your Nara. You don't understand that? Anyone don't understand that? When I say Google Gaga. Google Gaga. So Google Gaga now going to be no more ambassador.
Yo, the fact that Mr. Lonesome call him man Google Gaga is funny. That's a one thing. But really and truly, seriously speaking, end up on the list. How did he make the list in the first place? I really want to know how he made the list. I want to know the list. Who was on the list? Is this another FID situation? Where them take with the qualifications necessary, the key qualifications necessary for the person for the post, to give them friendly job? I really want to know who did on the list. Anybody watching me now in the world right now, come across this, they're a family member. Did you make the list? Or maybe they let you sign an NDM, a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, where you can't even talk about the fact that you were on the list. Because, you know, say, at the Gaga government. But let's continue.
Who would have put him on a list when my ambassador served the country? And just saying that nothing to do with it, you know. You know who pick it? All the guys from First Rock. First Rock come in 2017. Him who the pandit and him tank, they never play it, they couldn't hear it. Now show the part, can just read, you know.
industry. Yeah, Google, Gaga, and him, a lead Nara. So, let me not tell you, can't nobody want to lead it. And there is no way a female can come up. Or you put somebody say my ambassador and I say, if Andrew did far from it. Lying. You see them are twin, you know? Them are twin. Andrew and this guy, we have to check him out closely. Not my saying, but the piece like I play it on my phone and I play when I play it. But hear this. Let's brief it.
Who participated. Maria Thompson Walters from the TIU, that is the Transformation.
I'm telling the people them who pick, right? Listen this.
Implementation Unit in the Ministry of Finance. We had as well the esteemed Professor Gordon Shirley from the Port Authority of Jamaica.
The Shirley put a these people, remember enough people leave. That's why Jamaica can't go, you know. These old piece of jackasses, them keep and move them because them politically aligned. All over the place. Yeah, all over the place, them get to go run things and them don't know where them are running up. The country can't run so. Them not have a clue. Them just attach things to them name to make a list. Professor this. God surely is a piece of shit. Continue. But here who them pick to run Nara. Listen.
And Mr. Stephen Edwards from
NRAC. Oh, NRAC get the privilege. It's a NRAC who can't sell nothing with them just build in 2017. Why they use him, Pam word to go pick who them want. You know, Angela, you lie, brother. You nobody wanna put a ambassador when they are Jamaica. Pan no list. Figure run nothing. Impossible. You hear him lie now, I'm saying no responsive, but this is how him lie. Listen here.
So they did quite a bit of work behind the scenes to ensure that the right selection was made. I was only informed of the end result, so just in case anybody thought that I kept a distance for good reason. The final decision came down to someone who served the country very well.
Yes.
And the decision was to appoint Major General Anthony Anderson, who is now currently ambassador to the United States, obviously.
Come, Mr. Pancho. Currently ambassador to the United States. If you live on the ground, why female me that come and go in a selection? Remember big what this and fooling. Why you not put an ambassador name where United States are the ambassador business? All females go in a selection that want to pick him. And I hear him now, he not have nothing to do with it. Him stay far from the selection. Andrew think this, you know. Jamaica now reach him, you know. Because this is I said. This is what Andrew do. Hey, Andrew for go away now. Yeah? So him say no, nothing to do with it. The guy ambassador, so anyone know. Yeah? He use people from Enron with them bill. He use Shirley when I'm good again. I know you put Google Gaga. That's why I'm not talking about you can't run and figure charge because I said, you know, say I'll be a mistake. I'll be a foolishness. So I'm not putting
that part there, the indemnity part of it where he can't get charged for nothing. They could have given one go at the position, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan can what's going on. See Celine, how you doing? Then could have given a goat this position in Nara. A headless goat. Because there's no checks and balances if they make a mistake. Imagine that. So, yeah man, my brethren forward now. My alleged cousin. Come take the job. Madness. Jamaica mash up.
Entrusted henchmen
Jamaica
in charge of Nara. Closest hench guy. Because if you leave with some money, yeah? Number one, let me ask you. Our ambassador, and so-called ambassador that reach in our list. Look how much people live in Jamaica. So you have to change that because America don't want him there still, you know, him not good enough. You couldn't go near my ambassador last year.
What can
and right
go
away,
so?
he might come back to the head Nara. You are moving because him name not supposed to in this. Who would have put the ambassador name in this? Yeah, man, I said it got changed now. Listen now, and he might tell about him, listen.
Major General Anthony Anderson, who is now currently ambassador to the United States. Obviously, that will change. He was former commissioner of police and former chief of defense staff. And as fate would have it, I had tasked him to review the state's response to Hurricane Beryl.
Now Jamaica, Andrew say him never know not about the process and him not influence it any at all. Do you guys believe him? And then he goes and put his foot in his mouth and say, well, he had tasked him to review Hurricane Beryl situation. What a coincidence. That reviewing of Hurricane Beryl situation, wouldn't that tie into the job of the response of NARA being the response to rebuilding with resilience post Hurricane Melissa? The coincidence of it all. And he wants us to believe that he had nothing to do with his friend or his cousin becoming the head of NARA, the CEO. The one we can't go to prison if no money thief, or if the money not used right, or if the money used loosely. He can't go to prison because he have indemnity. He want us to believe that. Want to believe that? I'm just ask. Let's continue.
More like this. Come have it. Yes, sir. So I'm going to take it off it. But I'm going to play some more of that. I couldn't hear it. Because this is bullshit, you know. Jamaica, I know, I can't remember, I can't push one on 1 year, you know. I know you see foolishness. Eh? When I take that guy here when I have no sense, who could got that person? You tell him that ambassador, him can't run ambassador, run him don't know what to do. America tired of him. But me I say, why before you go make the guy go retire or something? Why you don't make them? Or you go pick some selection? Or film name reaching at the selection? Can Mr. Ambassador him out in the Jamaica? Andrew doing this is how the guy lie. You can't follow what Andrew said. Andrew the liar this thing on the earth. And then recycle this asset, Google that. And we have Google too. To carry him down now because he can't manage ambassadorship. You know. He don't know if it's up to nobody. So they are moving. But Andrew said, no, when you moving, him not too much to go Andrew. You are giving for go on Nara. That's and you know, say my aunt said, that's why they might come with something you can't charge. Who are running it and they make mistake or money robber. I go gaga, Andrew put in the road. Go gaga. I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear what Andrew said fully about that. Can I show it later? Let me hear this.
The right leader leading us into this new era and an era of opportunity. So please welcome our Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Holness.
Can you miss? Yeah, man, let's move out of that.
Minister, let me here this morning. Cabinet press briefings are becoming quite an event. I noticed that students from UTech and other universities are joining us. Welcome. It's very important that you are a part of the, I like to use the term civics of the country, the public affairs. Very important. These days, there tends to be almost a popular view that it is not cool to be in politics, which is far from the truth. Being involved in the affairs of your nation is, in my opinion, the highest call and the coolest thing that you can do.
Coolest thing forever.
I congratulate.
So when we the commentators on the politics, we have pay attention to the things the Mona say. When we talk about it, on nothing say we cool. On like people to come watch, you know, and give you no praise, but on like people criticize, you know. Like, I don't know what to say, you know what? I try to be simple.
Taking the time. And,
people like and share the life, you know.
Just to hear what
please
we have to say. We don't always reach the audience that you can reach. And sometimes they won't accept it from me, but they will accept it from you. So it's good to have you here.
So Andrew try to send out to pick them as disciples. Figure spread the fame thing, you know. The him say it's a battle for the mind. Hey, me telling you something. We don't keep on pick them far from Andrew when it's here. Don't send them pick them gone no press conference with Andrew there. I will Don't make him touch on no picnic. You remember good. And I say that without apology. When you hear what pastor say, where the man them involved in a, oh, thus say the Lord, not my word. Uno protect, uno pitney. Oh, can't stay there.
Sometimes they won't accept it from him. Why? Because them tell too much lie. So I'm talking about the king who drag them here because they not accept it from him. No, because him too lame at the lie this guy.
Hey.
This can't be cool. You have an ambassador. You hear the man say, come here, play it, you know. The whole thing I play, no, not top part, like, continue.
Let me acknowledge my ministers who are here and my permanent secretaries who are also here at the various heads. You mean all the various heads of agencies who are here. First, let me say that the road to getting NARA approved was a difficult road. I see the CAPSEC smiling.
How really difficult about NARA? They make sure so they spend one whole day in a parliament to make sure say it pass, because they know so they have the majority. What was difficult about it? Absolutely nothing. They didn't care about what the opposition said. They didn't care about what civil society said. So there was no difficulty because they didn't care. What was difficult? Yeah.
In agreement because behind the scenes she did quite a bit of work coordinating and putting everything together, because in the initial stages of NARA, the coordination, the organization, the administrative work that needed to be done, that was a part of our legislative process. And so now,
nobody's not calling my phone yet, yeah?
seal is called the royal assent. We're going through a process to change the law.
Cecilia. Every minute them thing cut off. You know when we hear everything, you know. Soon come up back. You not talk, but you know. Stop him and play him back. So it seems to show the seal, you know. Show him back.
Congratulate you for taking the time and participating.
So the NARA, as I said before, people,
you don't always reach the audience that you can reach, and sometimes they won't accept it from me, but they will accept it from you. So it's good to have you here. Let me acknowledge my ministers who are here and my permanent secretaries who are also here.
Google Gaga. And him lie, you know.
Seal is called the royal assent. We're going through a process to change the border.
They make sure them thing are cut out some part. See, I'm going to show the seal itself. You show your device come up back and some part are cut out. Yeah? Let me move, let me see if I can pass it.
120 applications from all over the world, 85 of which were specifically for the post of the CEO. Others have applied maybe for both CEO and for some other position or for...
You just last week I talked about NARA. I will never see nothing put out about him have 100 application for CEO. Lie Mattel. That's why I'm surprised. This online. Making sure the 100 and remember them go write it up. Who oversees the one go talk about NARA to go flap themselves and look application. Nobody. Because they don't know where they are going. You could have just say something named NARA and you apply to it and you don't know where you're going to go. Without explanation or nothing, you're going to go build back and them talk to foolishness. Him have 100 and enough application. Because when him say from overseas now, that means I Google too. Put in film application, Google Gaga, and him an ambassador. And just send film, you know. Hear this.
Other positions, which were not yet advertised.
You see that? All right. You hear what he said?
Listed 7, so you can imagine.
100 and add. And them drive to position when I advertise. That makes sense soon, you know? This is how them lie to Jamaican people. That's Andrew the worst thing. Andrew, you're the worst. You're dangerous, brother. Who would apply to your job and now you don't even know what kind of job I wait 30 years and nothing. 100 application from across the world. And it not advertise it, you know. For CEO. Him like bad, you know. Him pick out Google Gaga. You are ambassador, we up there, so if you don't do a good job, then no, nobody don't want him in America, you know. You don't know if we go put on him here. You don't know if we go drop him nappy then. Him pampers them and they can't. I'll be able to Google Gaga. I say, if he doesn't do a good job as an ambassador, and you are moving, but you have to put him something else.
Oh my God, that is funny.
Yeah. Want to go watch the rest of that, yeah, man. Because I tell you, say, the general have me a dead with laugh, ladies and gentlemen. But him right. Andrew Holness, I want thing me have to tell you, you know.
Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop!
Stop lying to you people, brother. You well know about everything what going on, sir. You are the main orchestrator of this man becoming, having the position him have. But what you're doing, you're trying to control a narrative because you know that people are onto your games because they keep playing the same games them over and over and over again. So the old games them, you're not, let me speak in English for the people, the international people. You're not doing anything new. So the playbook that you have is already played out. You understand? So in the interest of the pressures that you're under as an administration, and your administration is under immense pressure from outside entities and the people on the ground, because the international community is looking at this country. Whether you guys believe it or not, there's a lot of people that actually have a vested interest in what goes on in Jamaica. Not because, just because they love Jamaica, not because, you know, maybe they want to come here and invest. You know, there's people from the island itself that is looking at how the country is running, and they're saying, listen, there's no way I'm coming back to Jamaica and this government is in power, because they see what they're doing. Nobody is creating a narrative for them. They actually read, they actually look at the news, and they actually look at the response on the government, and they actually saw when you guys passed this wicked evil bill called NARA. Yes, they saw when you did that. They actually saw when Andrew Holness government decided to appeal the Bengal mining decision by the court. And they actually read and saw all the details of the Bengal mining ruling of the judge, and saw that it was something to protect the environment. And well-thinking people, not just Jamaicans, ask themselves the question, then why would somebody that says they care, yeah man, let me get that one there. Why would somebody, let me get that one there, turn it up, yeah man. Why would somebody that says they care, turn it, yeah man. Why would somebody that says they care about, thanks, why would somebody that says they care about the people want to give a permit that would literally, by the professionals' advice, would destroy the environment, make water dirty, make the water undrinkable, make the air unbreathable, make the animals that are endangered die? Why would you go and appeal the decision by the court? Why is it so important for you guys to mine in that area and not important for you to protect the environment? And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? NARA gives him the power now to overturn a NRCA, a NEPA, and all of these agencies. So guess what? Dog, not even dog, never no supper. There is no supper. There is no supper. Uno better, you see, all I want to when I believe in a God, uno better pray say God exists. You understand? All I want to when I believe in a God, uno better pray say God exists. Because I'm telling you, it's going to turn up. It is going to turn up. Be prepared for what is to come. Let's move on. Remember to like and share the video. Alright, so In recent time, ladies and gentlemen, we no come off Latoya, Buju, Bulgin'S, you know. And we are say, ladies and gentlemen, it's justice for Latoya, Buju, Bulgin'S. Justice for Latoya, Buju, Bulgin'S is justice for all Jamaicans. I'll say it again. Justice for Latoya, Buju, Bulgin'S is justice for all Jamaicans. If they can unalive this lady, cold-blooded, murder in the middle of the street, drag her body like a dog, stuff it into the back of a van, and get away with it, then none of us are safe. None of us. Listen to this.
Good morning. I am
on fire on Latoya.
I did. And it was cold. Andre, it was a cold-blooded murder. With whatever spin anybody might want to put on it.
Yes.
The sum total of it is that it's a cold-blooded murder.
Yes.
By an individual who happens to be a police.
Yes.
A cold-blooded, animal-like person. I don't think even some animals would behave that way.
So you're likening him like you're likening his behavior to an animal.
And I'm even reluctant because some animals exhibit care. Some animals, I see animals that from time to time, and they have the capacity to be caring.
Yes,
well, I would liken it to a beast.
Yes, he did.
I think that's more likely. And in the subject what we're talking about tonight, I think most of, if not all of Jamaica, are fully aware
yes.
of what has taken place. So it doesn't matter of whether or not it took place.
I know.
The question is, what are we prepared to do from henceforth? What are we prepared to do going forward? One, in the first instance, is for justice to prevail for the family. Right? And how that justice, what that justice should look like
yes.
should feel like.
No, they haven't.
First of all, the perpetrator and perpetrators. And note, I said it in the plural.
Perpetrators.
Yes. I am not a lawyer, but I learn like many others. And I know in our legal system, the lawyers will talk about criminal enterprise, which comprise all the individuals who are involved in the execution of the criminal activity. And I say that because I believe it is not only the police officer who pulled the trigger
yes.
and Latoya is culpable. Those others who are in that policing exercise who did nothing.
And threw her body in the vehicle.
And also the question of how they treated a living person, because until the person is pronounced dead,
yes.
formally and officially, they are deemed to be a living person.
Yes.
Though injured, though on the edge of death, you can't treat them as if they are dead. And even the dead bodies we treat with some respect. Even the dead bodies are afforded some amount of decency.
Dignity and decency.
Some dignity. None of that was demonstrated by all the police officers. I know what makes it.
What just happened? So you heard Fitz Jackson. That was a clip of Fitz Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, on Andre Stevens' show. Cold-blooded, and he even mentioned that the other members of the police also should be charged as well. All right. Now we have Mr. Rohan James that was on Mystic Sensation, and as a professional, he chimed in. And yes, Martha, Chief Curry was elected and he was sworn in. All right? Yeah, man. So all of the efforts failed. Moving on. So Mr. Rowan James was on Mystic Sensation, and as a professional assessing the situation, I definitely wanted to highlight what he had to say. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I am particularly concerned regarding the fact that it's an active investigation. I will speak without prejudice. I have noted with bated breath the pronouncement by both the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister regarding the statements made directed at police officers. I want to say this categorically, that I fervently believe that there is a separation of power. Whether you are Prime Minister or Minister of Security, that there is a separation of power and that the minister cannot instruct operational activities. The minister must focus on essentially on the policy directives, and the Commissioner of Police focuses on operations. And so when I saw the irresponsible statements, and I will be blatant in saying that the statements are irresponsible, and I would therefore urge my colleagues not to be boosted like supplicant in accepting or acknowledging the statements of the Minister of National Security, nor the Prime Minister, because none of them are going to be emotional damage. Acknowledging the statements of the Minister of National Security, nor the Prime Minister, because none of them are going to be sitting behind you when you sit in that dock as an accused. So
all I police them will listen to me. Wanna please pay attention to Ron James here. I'm gonna tell you why. Wanna remember the statements that Andrew make after the pressure come on upon him. If you don't remember, I'm gonna remind you. Because Andrew start showing under the bus. Yes, all of the things that JFJ was singing and all of us was saying about the right to life and all of this. Only Andrew come out and make you know say, yo, the first thing is to preserve life. So don't think say when you can come now and just come analyze people. There's something called international law. No found soon lock up in an international prison the way you not go on and exterminate people. I mean, I want to take this opportunity to remind people to go and sign the MAGNITSKY Act and sign the two petitions, one for Mr. Will Rattigan and one for Marvin Edgar. Because the way how the police, some of them is operating in Jamaica, not all police obviously, there's a specific group that deals with operations that Horace Chang is talking about. Oh, the body worn cameras is going to put them in danger. Nonsense. Dangerous nonsense, as a matter of fact. There's something wrong about Horace Chang and Delroy Chuck, and the two of them look like they come from the same race of people. But we're going to get into the Delroy Chuck. Give me a second. Let's continue.
Also speak. I've never seen neither any member of the High Command, nor the Minister of National Security, nor the Prime Minister sitting in court with those who are accused. Let that be plain and straight. The other thing that I want them to underscore, that the public is our largest customer. We are servants and we are not the masters. And again, I will say we are not supplicant boosters. Do not allow yourselves to be gullible where you allow your emotions to get ahead of the fact that the crimes that are being committed is not against you, it's against the state. And when it is committed, there is separation of power, where you have the judiciary that deals with justice. You have the law enforcement apparatus that deals with investigation and apprehension. And you have the legal aspect of it, which is the laws enacted, that is dealt with by the electors or the parliamentarians who are legislators. I want that to be very clear for those who are watching. What I want for persons to appreciate is that at no time I can distinctly say that I can assess what the threat level is on the individual basis of those who are taking the appropriate action. What must be the hallmark is that when you take an appropriate action, you must be able to justify the means. Meaning that you, whatever the scrutiny is, that you are able to justify the means using the use of force and firearms policy, the risk associated with whatever action you have taken, and whatever preeminent strikes that you have taken, that it is justifiable with the threat that was associated. All I'm simply saying is that
Jamaica, what the man is saying is this, and he's talking to the police them specifically. Gentlemen, when you are doing your job, you are somebody that is supposed to uphold all laws. So in your actions, you have to make sure that you're never in breach of the law. All right? So you must know the law, and excessive force has to be, the last resort. I see a lot of videos and situations in Jamaica where if the police had used other force, them pepper spray, tasers, them baton, all different type of other things they could use. When them actually hold somebody, put handcuff on them, and not have them walking around without a handcuff, all of those things, they could control more situations easier. But what they tend to do, ladies and gentlemen, is not de-escalate situations or prevent situations from escalating. Their actions a lot of the time escalate situations even more. And that's not good. That's not good. And that's one of the reasons why we're finding ourselves in a lot of these problems. But let's continue.
There is imminently a risk that is associated with service delivery to the public. And the person that is to be held accountable at this time and at this juncture, it must be our Commissioner of Police, because he must be able to guide his subordinates. As the master, you are supposed to be the person directing. You are not to be taking direction as to operational responsibility. You take policy directions. And as far as I'm concerned, anything outside of you acknowledging the fact that you have operational role, responsibility, and authority, you are compromised.
Okay, thank you for all of that.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
I want to ask you, some internal issues. The Prime Minister came out.
Jamaica, we're not going to just move past that, That was a direct shot at Kevin Blake. Kevin Blake, come to the front of the class. Kevin Blake, listen to this man. Don't set up yourself neither. Don't make them set you up. All right, listen to this.
Acknowledging the fact that you have operational role, responsibility, and authority, you take policy directions. And as far as I'm concerned, anything outside of you acknowledging the fact that you have operational role, responsibility, and authority, you are compromised.
Okay. Thank you for all of that, Corporal James. I want to ask you, right, some internal issues. The Prime Minister came out recently and said that the Jamaica Constable Force default position is set as it relates to the preservation of life. Now, since the Prime Minister said that, I am going to ask, right, for your insight to say whether or not that is so. The extension of body cameras. As it relates to frontline.
I can answer this question first, Mr. and then you'll get do the body camera. Go ahead, sir.
Let me say this to you. Our role and responsibility entails the preservation of life and property. That's a duty of the police. Yes.
Okay.
If you have belly fat after 50, stop doing.
I'm not going to play all of that interview here, you know. I'm going to have to go watch over Mystic Sensation for myself. That's the first part that I play.
Acknowledge that we have a use of force policy, which is a duty of the police. Yes.
Okay.
And what is paramount is that we ought to acknowledge that we have a use of force policy, which is adopted from Article 3 of the United Nations Convention. And it has many stipulations that has been adopted. And anything that has been adopted by the parliamentarians who are elected as government, it is enforceable by the Jamaica Constable Force and ought to be adhered to by every single member of the force. Life and property is paramount. And inherent in all of this is the constitutional right to life, fairness, and due process. And anything outside of that will be ultra-virus.
Okay.
I have heard the good counsel, Isat Buchanan, say those exact words verbatim. So this man is learned in the law, understands these principles and these tenets. So what happened to the rest of the force? Why isn't that the most important thing that guides them on their operations, whether they are going for criminals or not? That is ultimately where everything stands, is the foundation. And you know, if I was a police, I would want to have body-worn cameras. I would put a body-worn camera behind my head. You understand, when I move around, right? For my helmet, I would put one at the front and maybe even to the side as well, if I can hold it. I have somebody in my ears tactically when I'm moving around to help me, to even save my life. Say, man behind you, duck, you move. You understand what I say? Right? In a them high threat situation there. Right? It's done all over the world, especially when you're doing the most high-tech operations, even military operations. You think the man them not have camera upon them? Bruh, man, let me tell you something. Let's continue.
Your observation as it relates to what you've just said, right? That it is the responsibility of police officers as it relates to the preservation of life, right? Out of a score of 10, how do you scale them as it relates to many of the incidents, right, being recorded as it relates to what people call or identified as extrajudicial killings?
Let me tell this to you. I'm going to be very frank, maybe very brutal. I believe that I would say that based on what I'm observing, I'll say 4. Why do I say 4? From where I have observed the actions, operations, I believe that when you have obtained a certain measure of qualification, you should indoctrinate changes that will be correct and appropriate and lasting in the sight of those who you are seeking to impact.
Emotional damage. I'm dead.
Joanne Sinclair, how are you doing, my darling? Mighty God. Mr. Rowan James give the force a 4, man. Kevin Blake come to the front of the class, sir. No look good.
The very fact that you are entrusted to lead, it is important to underscore the importance of going in the direction of impacting changes, putting in place infrastructure mechanism that will impact those who are deviant in terms of behavioral traits and practices and impacting societal behavior. I don't believe that we are such culturans that we are not able to be reformed. As far as I'm concerned, there is much that leaves to be desired. And we ask ourselves, is it the firearm that is the first order of business or the last resort? And my answer to you, the firearm is the last resort. But it seems as if it's the first resort. We cannot be judge, juries, and executioners. We ought to allow the judiciary to play its part. We ought to allow independence. We ought not to compromise the vested interests of the people's trust and confidence in ensuring law enforcement is practicable and a solution-oriented driven. And also that we are able to diffuse tension and we are able to advise persons appropriately how to mitigate against being culpable in all that we are doing.
True.
Let me say this outright. It cannot be that we have a prime minister and a commissioner, a minister of national security, infringing on the role and responsibility of a commissioner of police and allowing for the commissioner's role to be like a
Oh, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That must have been very loud. I'm sorry about that. Whoa, was my mic on the whole time he was talking? Shoot, let me play that again. I messed up. I'm doing too much.
But to advise persons appropriately how to mitigate against being culpable in all that we are doing. Let me say this outright. It cannot be that we have a prime minister and a commissioner, a minister of national security, infringing on the role and responsibility of a commissioner of police and allowing for the commissioner's role to be like a water boy. It cannot be.
Exactly. All right. Before I
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Kevin Blake, you turn water boy, brother. You make Horace Chang and Andrew Holness I deal with you like you're a water boy and you're a big man. Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen.
Emotional damage.
All of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Truth is the light.
The truth is the light.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am not playing another second of that. Make sure so you go over Mystic Sensation on YouTube, subscribe, and make sure so you go listen to the rest of that interview. Kevin Blake turn water boy. Rough. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Da da dee. Da da da. Alright, we're gonna move on, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on. Let me share my screen. So we deal with that. Let me see. Mama say, mama sa, mama pasta. What them saying that something? I don't even know. Alright, so we deal with that. Yes. Mr. Isat Buchanan, at your time now. So ladies and gentlemen, Isat Buchanan doesn't usually come out and make public statements, idly. And in this one, he came out pretty strong. I am not even aware of what was said by Delroy Chuck. I found an article, and welcome to the platform, by the way. I found an article. Please remember to hit the like button. I found an article, ladies and gentlemen. After listening to him in full here, I'm going to go to the article and see if it's the same reference. But listen to Isat Buchanan, alarming disregard for the Constitution in comments on police use of deadly force. Opposition spokesperson on human rights condemns Delroy Chuck. Let's get into it.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm compelled to respond to the recent remarks attributed to the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Delroy Chuck KC, which appear in the Jamaica Observer and which, in my view, dangerously blur the line between lawful policing and the sanctity of life. According to the report, the minister suggested that police officers may use reasonable force, including deadly force, even against a fleeing suspect if that is the only means available to stop them. He further stated that if police suspect a person is a felon, they may use reasonable force to apprehend that person. Those comments, as reported, demand urgent public scrutiny because they risk being interpreted as a license to kill rather than a careful statement of the law. At a time when our country is already gripped by grief and outrage over the death of Latoya, Buju, Bulgin, Jamaicans deserve leadership that is measured, constitutionally grounded, and respectful of the right to life. We do not need public statements that appear to normalize the use of lethal force. We need absolute clarity that the Constitution comes first. Frankly, one is left to wonder whether the minister's relationship with the Constitution has become estranged. The law is not an abstract talking point to be invoked when convenient. It is the supreme standard by which all public authority must be judged. The implications of such statements are deeply troubling when the Minister of Justice speaks in a manner that seems to lower the threshold for deadly force. It sends a chilling message to the public and, more importantly, to the families now grieving loved ones. It also raises serious questions about whether the government truly understands the constitutional protections governing the state's use of force. I also note the unsettling optics of these comments in the context of a tragedy involving a Jamaican woman whose life has been lost under highly suspicious and painful circumstances. The public is entitled to ask whether the language being used by the state reflects the dignity, humanity, and protection owed to every citizen, particularly women who too often suffer the harsh end of abuse, violence, and state overreach. Perhaps the minister is also suggesting that a black woman with dreadlocks somehow warrants diminished constitutional protection. The irony of such implications in a nation with our history and struggle cannot be ignored. I call on the Jamaica Bar Association to publicly comment on these remarks and reaffirm the constitutional principles governing the use of force by the state. Silence in the face of a statement that appear to weaken constitutional protections risk undermining public confidence in both the rule of law and the justice system itself. I further call on the Prime Minister to instruct his government and ministers to stop inciting violence against citizens through reckless and constitutionally dangerous rhetoric. The legal profession cannot remain silent when comments from the highest levels of government appear to diminish citizens' constitutional rights and weaken confidence in the rule of law. This is not only a matter for political debate, it is a matter for the entire legal fraternity. The Constitution does not permit casual or sweeping justifications for deadly force. The standard must remain, save only as may be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society, mandating less restrictive measures by organs and servants of the state when violating the rights of our people. anything else places the right to life in jeopardy. I therefore urge the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs to immediately clarify his remarks, reaffirm the supremacy of the Constitution, and state unequivocally that no citizen's life may be taken except in the narrowest circumstances permitted by the law. I further call on the government to stop sending mixed messages on police accountability and instead provide the Jamaican people with a clear, lawful, and humane policy position. The people of Jamaica are watching. They deserve better than ambiguity when the right to life is at stake.
Visit our website at
So Jamaica, when you see Isat Buchanan come out so strong, you know say it quite serious. So I believe this is the article, right? I am not sure. Unsticking domestic related murders concern Chuck. I don't know if this is the article, right? But let me see. Let me see the most recent article with Delroy Chuck in it. In the Gleaner. Let me see if I can find the most recent article. Right? Because no man, Isat Buchanan come out strong, man. I have to play that again. While I search feed. Isat Buchanan come out strong.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm compelled to respond to the recent remarks attributed to the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Delroy Chuck KC, which appear in the Jamaica Observer and which, in my view, dangerously blur the line between lawful policing and the sanctity of life. According to the report, the minister suggested that police officers may use reasonable force, including deadly force, even against a fleeing suspect if that is the only means available to stop them. He further stated that if police suspect a person is a felon, they may use reasonable force to apprehend that person. Those comments, as reported, demand urgent public scrutiny because they risk being interpreted as a license to kill rather than a careful statement of the law. At a time when our country is already gripped by grief and outrage over the death of Latoya, Buju, Bulgin, Jamaicans deserve leadership that is measured, constitutionally grounded, and respectful of the right to life. We do not need public statements that appear to normalize the use of lethal force. We need absolute clarity that the Constitution comes first. Frankly, one is left to wonder whether the minister's relationship with the Constitution has become estranged. The law is not an abstract talking point to be invoked when convenient. It is the supreme standard by which all public authority must be judged. The implications of such statements are deeply troubling when the Minister of Justice speaks in a manner that seems to lower the threshold for deadly force. It sends a chilling message to the public, and more importantly, to the families now grieving loved ones. It also raises serious questions about whether the government truly understands the constitutional protections governing the state's use of force. I also note the unsettling optics of these comments in the context of a tragedy involving a Jamaican woman whose life has been lost under highly suspicious and painful circumstances. The public is entitled to ask whether the language being used by the state reflects the dignity, humanity, and protection owed to every citizen, particularly women who too often suffer the harm.
Jamaica, the same article, I find it. See it here. Dirty Delroy Chuck. I say, God have a special plan for you, I can tell you that. And your whole lineage too. And me I say that. Me I say God have a special plan for your lineage. Yeah, man. I believe that is true. Listen to this statement, ladies and listen. Look at this. When the police say you're under arrest, you must surrender. You can't fight, Chuck stated, adding the people who believe they were unlawfully arrested can seek redress through the courts by filing claims for false imprisonment. He also defended the police right to use reasonable force in apprehending suspect felonies, including deadly force in certain circumstances. If a person is trying to escape and the only way to apprehend the person escaping is by deadly force, by law, it is still reasonable force. Chuck said, this is the statement that this is why the Learned Council came after Delroy Chuck. Yeah, man, I can see why. If a person is trying to escape and the only way to apprehend the person escaping is by deadly force, this is a breach of the Constitution. Catch a person one next day. Yeah, man. Catch the person another day. Deadly force, you cannot say this. You need to come out and apologize. And you hear what Isat Buchanan say? The bar that is, where all of the lawyer them is a part of, they need to come out and say something towards what he said here. And correct him, and it look like him brain a run and it a leak. Him too old now. The same man when I want to release the sex offender registry. Hey, me say me can't wait for God lift up the government out of Jamaica and put them in our prison by themselves. Every last one of them. All of them main operatives will align with them and link with them internet. All of them just pile up in a one big prison. If they don't repent. Right? Big up yourself, the person who does a good thing, so you never call me, because we pop up on the screen when I share the screen. Nobody don't call me right now, please and thanks. If you don't call me when I do reaction. If me ask if you call me, you can call. You text me and ask me, Bolo, me can call, but don't call me while I do a reaction. Anyway, the Administrative General AG with responsibility for the administration of estate recently launched a public education campaign to assist with simple details surrounding the matter of intestacy and estate planning. Alright, that now have nothing to do with it. So this is the statement, ladies and gentlemen. If a person is trying to escape, the only way for you to apprehend them, and this is the article. The article is titled Uptick in Domestic Related Murders Concerns Chuck. Alright, so you can go read the rest of that for yourself. I'm not interested in reading. Delroy Chuck disgusts me, honestly. Absolutely disgusts me. Well, let's continue.
Harsh end of abuse, violence, and state overreach. Perhaps the minister is also suggesting that a black woman with dreadlocks somehow warrants diminished constitutional protection. The irony of such implications in a nation with our history and struggle cannot be ignored.
And Jamaica, when they talk about the Rasta them, this is why Mr. Rasta man do and bag a bella supported the Jamaica Labour Party. You can't be a Rasta. There's just no way. And live in a Montego Bay, St. James, where the Coral Garden incident happened. There's a dark history about the Jamaica Labour Party. There's a lot of dark moments. Right now, this is a dark moment in their history. But there's a lot of dark moments in the Jamaica Labour Party history, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to hit the like button, guys. John Sinclair, big up yourself. Right?
I call on the Jamaica Bar Association to publicly comment on these remarks and reaffirm the constitutional principles governing the use of force by the state.
My God.
Silence in the face.
So you see, Isat Buchanan even called on the bar to put out a statement. You understand? Based off of the alarming disregard for the Constitution in the comments on the police use of deadly force by Delroy Chuck. My goodness. What a wow. Let's continue.
Face of a statement that appear to weaken constitutional protections, risk undermining public confidence in both the rule of law and the justice system itself. I further call on the Prime Minister to instruct his government and ministers to stop inciting violence against citizens through reckless and constitutionally dangerous rhetoric. The legal profession cannot remain silent when comments from the highest levels of government appear to diminish citizens' constitutional rights and weaken confidence in the rule of law. This is not only a matter for political debate, it is a matter for the entire legal fraternity.
True.
The Constitution does not permit casual or sweeping justifications for deadly force.
Right.
The standard must remain, save only as may be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society, mandating less restrictive measures by organs and servants of the state when violating the rights of our people. Anything else places the right to life in jeopardy.
True.
I therefore urge the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs to immediately clarify his remarks, reaffirm the supremacy of the Constitution, and state unequivocally that no citizen's life may be taken except in the narrowest circumstances permitted by the law. I further call on the government to stop sending mixed messages on police accountability and instead provide the Jamaican people with a clear, lawful, and humane policy position.
Now, some people might be asking themselves, what does Isat mean by mixed signals? Well, did you hear the recent comments by the Prime Minister about police at the function that he was? That's what he's talking about. Let me see if I can find it real quickly for you, ladies and gentlemen. I think he has it on his TikTok page. Yes? Let me find it quickly for you. It's not very far. I think it's at the top because it's just the other day he said it, right? I think this is it. Where he talk about the police. I believe this is the one. Let me see if it's this one.
To speak at this event. I did not know that there would be an incident in St. James that would shine a particular light on the JCF. And since then, I have received letters, emails, messages from average citizens asking me to comment on the matter. It is indeed a matter of great public concern. I have been deliberately silent on the matter up until this point because as Prime Minister, I cannot and should not make statements that are not properly thought out. And in the immediacy of an event, sometimes we can make statements that more complicates than advance understanding.
Like and share the live, guys,
so
please.
This turned out to be an opportune occasion on which
please
I could make a few comments on the matter. Clearly, I cannot address the facts and details of the matter. And I don't think the public expects me to do that. But I think the public needs some reassurance of who we are, what we believe, and what it is that we want to achieve. At the core of this is humanity and dignity. That's what it comes down to. Humanity, dignity, and respect. Less than a week ago, Latoya Bulgin from St. James lost her life in a police-involved shooting. I extend my sincere condolences to her family, her friends, her community, and all who are grieving. I know that the incident has caused pain, anger, and deep concern across Jamaica, and not just in Jamaica. I believe that we should all recognize that we live in a global village. And anything that is happening in Jamaica, yes, it has parallels elsewhere. We see the situation in Minnesota a few months ago. But what is happening here is exported in milliseconds in other jurisdictions. And so I've been receiving calls from Jamaicans overseas.
Jamaica, whole heap of people pressure him, and that's why I'm come talk. He didn't have no intention of speaking. The thing is getting so much traction overseas, and it's gonna get more because I'm not stop talking about it. Justice for Latoya Bulgin, justice for Latoya Buju Bulgin, and all of the other citizens them that lost their family members by the hands of the police wrongfully. There's somebody watching me right now that texts me. Miss, I got your message, big up yourself. Right? Not going to say your name and not going to mention nothing about it. As you wished. Right? There's people out there hurting right now. You understand? So him under pressure Jamaica, and rightfully so. And the people we are pressure him, continue to pressure him. Because the Delroy Chuck come out now, come make statement. So yeah, we are get this mixed signal. And you're going to hear more, listen.
Concern, and from friends who are not Jamaican, but who would have seen the incident circulated. And they are also concerned. First, I'm happy that the matter has been swiftly addressed by the police high command, that the officer involved has been interdicted, and there is a...
The interdiction is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. So that is not satisfying, especially to the families that are hurting. If I know what you're doing, read a big up yourself.
A process of investigation that is ongoing. One of the things that Jamaica can be proud of is the establishment of a mechanism to independently investigate officers of the state when in the course of their duty a life is taken. That was a fundamental and profound change in how Jamaica policed itself. And as officers coming up in the police force, I am hopeful that it is the general understanding that the entire objective of the state is to preserve life.
So here, there's the confusion. This is a double confusion, you know. So on one end, Andrew Holness is saying the objective of the state is to preserve life. And on the other end, Delroy Chuck is saying, yo, if them are escape and you have to use lethal force, yeah, that is under the law. Just unalive them, just murder them. So which is it? Is it to uphold life or is it not? See the statement there? This is the confusion that Isat Buchanan is talking about, you know, ladies and gentlemen. See it there? If the person is trying to escape and the only way to apprehend the person escaping is by deadly force, by law, it is reasonable. No. Do not unalive them. You can catch them the next day, but when you unalive them, you can't bring back their life. Absolute rubbish and wickedness and evil from Delroy Chuck. Right? But you think Sir Andrew can talk to him? You see when I know people dirty secret? Yeah, man. Andrew can't talk to him, you know. You think Andrew can come out publicly and chastise Delroy Chuck for this statement to him? But thank God for Isat Buchanan. You understand? One Isaac, never two. Future Justice Minister, and even more. We can finally get some justice in Jamaica. And we can have police who operate under the law and know say, yo, the law not joke with you, brother. You have to uphold the law. You understand? And we have to make sure so they wear them body worn cameras and they're well trained and they're well respectful and talk to people like they're human beings and they're not animals. And who the cap fit, let them wear it. I'm not talking to everybody. There's good police out there. Alright? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. One Isat, never two. You remember good. Alright, on to the next one, I know. Let's see where we're at. Let me see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. We have to go on a commercial break.
Don't ever believe that a politician is a leader. Don't ever believe that. Because the system that we have produces politicians. It doesn't produce leaders. And so you can have a politician who knows nothing about leadership and he's leading you. Politicians are concerned about the next election. That's all they're interested in. That's why they cannot be leaders. But leaders are different. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. I want you to compare those two thoughts the next time you have a politician come to your house wanting to vie for your vote. Just ask him, what is your vision for my children? I will sit and listen for 20 minutes for you to tell me what it is. He will leave your house. Because he has no interest in your children's children. His concern is to stay in power, to keep the position.
That's right.
To win the next election. This is why they cannot lead. When you are going to have a conversation with a politician, you should actually try this as a test. You, by the way, as a citizen of a community, you have a right to be seen by the mayor. I hope you know that. If you voted for a mayor, the mayor works for you. Therefore, you have a right to see him. You can make an appointment to see any public officer you voted for. Did you know that? That's your legal right. If he don't want to see you, you can take him to court. That's democracy. So I want you to make an appointment to go and see your mayor or go and see your governor and just sit and say, I want 30 minutes with you, sir. And ask him about that list right there. And sir, what is your purpose for being in leadership in this city? What is your purpose? The first question will make him very nervous. Second question, what is your passion for our community? He'll be wondering what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I just want to build roads and bridges and provide jobs. No. What is your passion? And this is why we need to question the leaders we have. And so I have a little thought here. I call it politics versus leadership. Let's talk about it for a second. Number one, politicians focus on programs, not vision. Number two, politicians' priority is securing the next election, not securing the next generation. Their focus is different. Number three, politicians are preoccupied with promises, not purpose. What we need is statesmen. We don't need more politicians. A statesman is an interesting human. A statesman think of the next generation.
So I'm going to continue to play that audio, from time to time, because people need to understand that we need statesmen. We have too much politicians. Politicians don't care about the next generation. Politicians don't serve the next generation. They only serve themselves. They don't serve people. You understand? So they will lie to you and tell you all the grand things they're going to do and lie right in your face while knowing that they will never, they have no intention of doing it. Remember when Holness said that you were lied to? You were lied to into thinking that a politician can fix your roads and all of these things. You remember when he said? I tell you something, man. You have to pay attention to these people and what they're talking about. They tell you the quiet things out loud. It's just for you to pay attention. Trust me, tell you that. When me hear the man say, I say, oh my God, he really said that? Wow. But he did. He actually did. I was like, when I heard it, I said, whose man's is this? Whose man's is this? Man does tell upon himself, because I remember saying they're in a power for 10 years now. So, what are the things that Holness promised you guys that you have not seen happen as yet? And then him come out and make a statement like that? The brazenness, the blatant disregard for whatever you want to think. And the level of honesty is appalling. The man basically tell us, yo, listen, I lied to y'all, man. I absolutely lied to y'all. And you got tricked. Nah, boo-boo. I tricked you. Third term, fourth term loading so I can trick you some more. Crazy. Absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Lying to people for a long, extended period and then coming to tell them, listen, I lied to you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm the man. Imagine that. The disrespect. How wanna feel? Those that believed in Andrew, how wanna feel? How wanna feel? Tell us, you know, put your faith in a man, you know, not God, you know. So, sorry, put your faith in God, not man. The hell are we talking about? Put your faith in God, not man. So let God guide you, even in your political processes. Ask God for guidance. Ask God to reveal the true intentions of these individuals that are coming in front of you on the television and promising you this and promising you that. And you know, with some of them really and truly, they are not very good at masking their evil, you know. So it's easy for you to tell when they are deceived and they are a snake. It's just, you know, you just have to have a kind of a street type of knowledge and intuition certain way. You don't need God to come tell us, say, oh, this is somebody a con artist. Or that the person there a straight liar. Some of them come with a track record. I want to still give them a chance same way for bamboozle. You know. I want to stop it, man. Stop it, man. Stop me the politician and take on for idiot, my sisters and brothers. Stop it. It's not in your best interest. It's not in your child's best interest, your children's best interest. It don't bode well for you in any capacity. You're the one that's actually losing 100% in that type of situation. So why would you facilitate those types of results by not paying attention to what is going on? How you doing unknownly, bro? And the signs are there, and people come out and you know people try to open the eyes and reject the people them. Stop it, man. Let me just refresh this and see something here, sir. Oh yeah, I know what I need to do now. There's 3 videos that I wanted to share. So let me just save them first. These conversations that happened in the PAC meeting. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to that particular situation, but Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes was asking some key questions that definitely needs to be highlighted. So give me a second, let me just load them up off the computer and download this and download this. 3 of them. There we go. Let me see if I have all 3 of them. Let me see if they're in the files here. Aha. Oh, I guess
we're still reeling from the revelation that they
save. Come on, let me save this. I will save it to my computer first. Yeah, man, that's one.
The follow. We had an example of somebody traveling from.
This one is 2. This is Mr. Wavel Hines. And the third one is the actual chairman, Mr. Bunting. So I got all 3 of these. All 3 of these. Guys, like and share up the live for me, okay? That's all I ask. Like and share up the live. And big up, I want to say a big shout out to all of my members, my honorable members, Sylvan Nev and others. Salute to you. Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to all the people that always comment respectfully on the videos. I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. Big up on yourself. Even if we disagree, I don't have a problem. Once you respectfully. Some people disrespectfully disagree, but trust me, we can all get disrespectful. What is this? Huh? I've noticed something from the other day. None of my videos are playing in the video player. Why is that happening? I need to fix that, but I can't fix it right now. No. I'm not that computer savvy, so I'm just going to work with WhatsApp. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo Vienna in this space again. There were a few meetings that took place at the PAC meeting. There was a few conversations that was had that definitely I have to share, and so that's exactly what I'll be doing right now. Okay, hopefully the number on the top of the screen will show. I think alright, that should be good, hopefully. Alright, I'll know. Yeah, man, I could get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I could get into it. No, sir, not that more. I need my WhatsApp. Alright, my WhatsApp. Let me see if they can see the number. See if they can see the number. Oh, perfect. The number is hidden. Amazing. All right, so wonderful. So let me share what Mr. Dawes is saying here.
We're still reeling from the revelation that there's $1.4 billion of donor aid barely spent. And now we are being informed that there is $770 million unspent, earmarked for the most vulnerable in our society. Of the $1 billion, only $230 million in approved payments so far.
Correct.
So we are at 23% of the funds. How long has this been programming going on?
June 2025.
And so we still have 75% of the funds unspent. And we are just at only about 63% of the of the applicants being selected for disbursement. What's the plan for spending the rest of the money with the, we're at about a year out now, and only 63% of applicants have got money. You still have the bulk of the money there sitting, while the truth is that, we have many of our constituents calling us night and day asking when are they going to get their grants.
Okay, so we're at the end of a financial year. So the monies would have been returned, monies unspent would have been returned for debt reduction. And as I indicated to you, Chair and members, that we have the 11,521 persons who would have been approved for payment, and that represented the 230.4 million. So there are persons who would not have qualified for the program because they would not have met the criteria. So we had persons who were already on programs who would have submitted applications. So we would not have included those having not met the eligibility criteria. As I indicated, we are also looking at the persons who would have submitted their applications, who would have met the criteria but not have met it at the end of the financial year. We are treating with those persons. So we'll be treating with all the applicants who would have applied for the program.
So of the 37%, of the 30% of applicants who would not have been shortlisted for disbursements, no. Have you approximately what percentage of that number is are the applicants who were just not supposed to have applied at all because they're getting a benefit? Who else is left out of that 18,000 who really and truly, if we get all of the I's dotted and the T's crossed, they can be eligible for disbursements? PS, I have a fundamental problem with this. We're just coming from, we're still reeling from the revelation that there's $1.4 billion of donor aid barely spent. And now we are being informed that there is $770 million unspent, earmarked for the most vulnerable in our society. Something about the conceptualization of this program was wrong from the outset. If people are suffering and we are sitting on $770 million that just went back into the consolidated fund or for debt payment, something has to be done about this program. It's clearly not working. The persons who it is meant to help, they're not receiving the help.
Yep.
And the money is just sitting there.
Yep.
I have a serious problem,
of course,
with having this much money sitting down and Jamaicans are suffering.
Terrible.
That's all I have to say.
And, oh my God. Yo, sorry guys. Somebody couldn't tell me. That must have been riveting for your ears. There must have been some type of, you have to do that over. I'm sorry. I gotta do that over. I have to do that over. Somebody couldn't tell me, said there was an echo. I'm sure you guys heard an echo. That must have been blasting in your ears like an echo. I'm so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's on Bolo VNR 2.0. Yeah, so given the context that I now have of this, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes raised a serious concern in the PAC meeting. Yeah, more of the same. I guess this money is supposed to sit there for 15 years and at least they didn't steal it. Like the Prime Minister said about the $1.44 billion. Let's listen. Very interesting.
We're still reeling from the revelation that there's $1.4 billion of donor aid barely spent. And now we are being informed that there is $770 million unspent, earmarked for the most vulnerable in our society.
Mr. Alfred Dawes, why are you complaining? At least they didn't steal it. At least the money is still there and it can stay there for 15 years while the people them suffer. At least them never steal it. Yes. So why are you complaining, sir? I'm being sarcastic, ladies and gentlemen, obviously. Let's continue.
Of the $1 billion, only 230 million in approved payments so far.
Correct.
So we are at 23% of the funds. How long has this been programming going on?
June 2025.
And so we still have 75% of the funds unspent. And we are just at only about 63% of the of the applicants being selected for disbursement. What's the plan for spending the rest of the money with the, we're about a year out now, and only 63% of applicants have got money. You still have the bulk of the money there sitting, while the truth is that, we have many of our constituents calling us night and day asking when are they going to get their grants.
Okay, so we're at the end of a financial year. So the monies would have been returned, monies unspent would have been returned for debt reduction. And as I indicated to you, Chair and members, that we have the 11,521 persons who would have been approved for payment, and that represented the 230.4 million. So there are persons who would not have qualified for the program because they would not have met the criteria. So there are persons who were already on programs who would have submitted applications. So we would not have included those having not met the eligibility criteria. As I indicated, we are also looking at the persons who would have submitted their applications, who would have met the criteria but not have met it at the end of the financial year. We are treating with those persons. So we'll be treating with all the applicants who would have applied for the program.
So of the 37%, of the 30% of applicants who would not have been shortlisted for disbursements, no. Have you approximately what percentage of that number is are the applicants who were just not supposed to have applied at all because they're getting a benefit? Who else is left out of that 18,000 who really and truly, if we get all of the I's dotted and the T's crossed, they can be eligible for disbursements? PS, I have a fundamental problem with this. We're just coming from, we're still reeling from the revelation that there's $1.4 billion of donor aid barely spent. And now we are being informed that there is $770 million unspent, earmarked for the most vulnerable in our society. Something about the conceptualization of this program was wrong from the outset. If people are suffering and we are sitting on $770 million that just went back into the consolidated fund or for debt payments, something has to be done about this program. It's clearly not working. The persons who it is meant to help. They're not receiving the help, and the money is just sitting there. I have a serious problem with having this much money sitting down, and Jamaicans are suffering. That's all I have to say.
We had an example of somebody traveling from Westmoreland to go to Hanover this morning, Lucy, to do jury duty. He's now living in Westmoreland. And just saying if we can do something to protect them so that the system does not have them as being negligent and dishonorable, I think that will help in a general way. Then the specifics can come in terms of the Minister of Religion and all those persons helping these people.
Our Chair, what I can promise to do is to liaise with our counterpart in the Ministry of Justice and have that and have the discussion.
Mr. Clark, could
and
you
have the
allow others
discussion.
to participate without but your mouth is loud and you're still interrupting them and distracting them.
Here, Clark is such a adjutant in the parliament. You know, when I saw Mr. Omar Newell get upset and had to speak to him very firmly, I realized that this man don't have nothing about him. Him have a nasty attitude and a nasty behavior. Right? Him can't act civil. And you know, children go to the parliament and watch them and then behave like a virago. And then he must speak at the house, you know. But and when him come into the house of the PAC with the chairman, him act so disrespectful. And him at the speaker of the house, or one of the deputy speaker in the House of Parliament. You would think that he would act and carry himself in a manner that he would want others to do when he's the one cheering. You know the saying, do unto others as you'd like them do unto you? Honestly, man, listen, this dude, bro.
So what I'll commit to do, Chair, is to have the discussion with my counterpart in the Ministry of Justice and...
Mr. Clark, please, if not...
Yo, this man act like one school pitney, brother. A back of the class pitney alone, me know go and say, you know, when they at school, you know, and teacher tell him, say, yo, you know, the person is trying to speak, and the lady, she did the right thing. She stopped talk because it's like he want her to shout, and she don't want to shout. And she should not be shouting either. Leave that up to the man them. Mighty God.
If not respect for your colleagues, at least for the officials
exactly
from the ministry. At least for the officials from the ministry. PS, please continue. Gentlemen, please. PS,
right.
I apologize. Just by way of clarification, first of all, thank you for the overview. But by way of clarification, of the 9.5 billion that has been disbursed, could you say how that was allocated across the various payment modalities between digital vouchers, prepaid debit cards, remittance agencies, grant vouchers, and direct deposits?
Okay. All right. So we have 8.1 billion to the digital method. 8.466 to be exact.
8.466.
Yes, 8.466 billion. And then we have two remittance agencies. We have almost $1 billion.
Okay, so the overwhelming would have been through those.
Sorry, it's 408.
408 through remittance agencies, million.
And we have for prepaid cards, 526 million, 0.6 million.
So that pretty much covers
the 9.45,
99%
yes.
of it. The digital vouchers, when we had the meeting in the conference room, that was where you were explaining, forget the name of the company, but I think it was a Trinidadian company that had a local subsidiary that had that had designed a system that could handle the hardware details in terms of what materials and so on.
Correct.
But I gather that system has now been abandoned.
Not at all, sir.
It has not been abandoned. So
We're
that
still utilizing it, sir.
It will be utilized for roofs too, for the next phase?
Well, so far we're in roofs 1. In terms of the next phase, that consultation is taking place in terms of how we will be utilizing that entity. But that's not yet confirmed.
Okay, so, but
we're doing cash deposits. So this system that was
set up to monitor the materials
was for the
and all that.
Right.
So maybe not that it has been cancelled, but it won't be as relevant for the next phase, which deals with strictly cash.
All right, so I guess that's the Ministry of Labor, and they're checking up on all the funds and how the money was spent, all the details and stuff like that. And of course, the sore point of it is that Delroy Clark was present, and he was very disrespectful to the individuals from the ministry that came to give answers to relevant questions from Mr. Weaver Hines, Dr. Alfred Dawes, and Weaver Hines, Dr. Alfred Dawes, and of course the chair, Peter Bunting. All 3 of them had contributions there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I think that Dr. Dawes raised the more critical point about the validity of the actual program, because so much people are suffering, and $770 million, which is needed to help those same people, are going back into the consolidated fund and them not getting it. I mean, we cannot sit here and say that, yo, you know, this thing is just working so well. Right, Chantel? You know what I mean? It actually isn't. Actually isn't, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to add to this. See what's going on in the cleaner. Hold on. We have Mr. Cleveland Tomlinson and Deion Jackson Miller show tonight. All angles, check it out. I know Deion Jackson is not some people's favorite lady. You know what I mean? Right now. The dollar is at 158. Okay. South Trelawney residents call for action as Hurricane Melissa road breakaway remain unrepaired. Wow. That's going to take a lot of money. That's going to take a lot of money, bro. Lot of money. I don't know. Still here?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh. Typical. What is? I don't want to hear about this. PMP seeks clarity on NARA CEO selection. Also, the People's National Party made a statement. Oh, perfect. Oh, there's actually one thing that I forgot to mention, you know. There's something that I forgot to mention. I'm so happy that I remembered. I'm so happy that I remembered, guys. So happy that I remember. Let me go to home. The Integrity Commission posted something. I totally forgot. So, ladies and gentlemen, outside of that, I want to add this to the reaction, these two situations. In the interest of time, I don't want to just make a whole heap of video because I have a lot of videos already that is already out there, right? So this is the Integrity Commission. This was released today, May 27th. It says the Integrity Commission submits 5 investigative reports and Director General of Corruption Prosecution indicative ruling of Parliament for tabling. It says that May 27th, in keeping with its previous made commitment, the Integrity Commission wishes to, Lord of mercy, the Integrity Commission wishes to notify the public that it has today submitted to Parliament 5 reports of investigations together with associated indicative rulings from the Commission Director of Corruption Prosecution. The documents were formally received and signed for Parliament at 10:27 a.m. this morning. Hard copies of the referenced investigative reports were submitted in separate envelopes under cover of identical letters addressed to the following: Juliet Holness, Tom Tavares Finson, and Colleen Lowe. The indicative ruling were also similarly addressed and submitted in separate envelope. A USB flash drive with PDF electronic copies of all documentation submitted was also conveyed. The Integrity Commission anticipates that the investigative report, which were submitted pursuant to and in conformance with Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act, together with the associated indicative ruling, will be tabled in both houses of Parliament as soon as possible. It says here that Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act provides that where the report from the Director of Investigation to the Commission has recommended under Section 3, the Commission shall submit to Parliament for tabling. So there's 5 reports, ladies and gentlemen. Just needed to give you guys that update. Opposition, PMP seeks clarity on NARA CEO selection process. Thank God. Somebody need to say it, and the PMP definitely need to say it. We need to know how that process actually went. It is claimed, ladies and gentlemen, that 100 and odd persons had vied for the job, but it so happens that a close friend of the Prime Minister and allegedly his cousin gets the job for NARA. There's nobody else that's qualified in the world more than him. Make it make sense. Let's read this article.
Latest news, sports, business. The opposition People's National Party, PNP, has raised concerns over the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Anderson as Chief Executive Officer of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, saying it wants to know whether Anderson applied during the initial recruitment drive. The party said it expects Anderson to carry out his duties with transparency, integrity, and accountability, but argued that the appointment raises serious questions that must be addressed by the government. The PNP said it wants to know whether Anderson applied during the initial recruitment exercise, and if not, why that process failed to produce a suitable candidate. It is a signal that something is fundamentally wrong with the framework governing this institution, the party said in a statement Tuesday, referring to reports that the initial round of recruitment did not yield an appointable candidate.
So I guess I missed this part. The initial recruitment did not yield a credible appointment. It didn't yield a candidate. The first try, the first group that's supposed to be the best. If you're doing any recruitment for a high-level stakes job, you would go and look for the best. What would be the reason that multiple, almost 100 persons, if not 100 persons, you know, is it that none of them wanted to take the job? And why wouldn't they? You have to ask yourself the question, right? Because it's a job that you can't, no matter what you do, there's a indemnity clause in it. As long as you had the best intentions, there's no way you can actually go to prison. So why would anybody not want to take that job? A job where you're overseeing trillions of dollars, the most money that Jamaica has ever seen, right, Joy Barnes? So why would they not want the job? So is it that you had people shortlisted that were not qualified for the job? This needs to be explained. This needs to be explained. You understand? Let's continue.
Candidate. The opposition argued that the appointment reinforces its longstanding concerns about governance arrangements under the NARA legislation, which it says lacks sufficient safeguards and accountability mechanisms. Anderson, who has been serving as ambassador to the United States since in May 2025, previously served as Commissioner of Police from March 2018 to March 2024, National Security Advisor. From December 2016 to March 2018, and Chief of Defense Staff of the Jamaica Defense Force from 2010 to 2016. The PNP questioned the decision to appoint a serving ambassador, describing it as instructive and suggesting it indicates challenges in attracting candidates from the relevant professional pool. Discover more. Newspaper subscriptions.
And that is a good assertion. And it's a scary assertion. That's why I said, is it that persons do not want the job? This man is this man is an active, well, he was an active ambassador, right? And he had to leave that role to come and fit NARA. It suggests that there's a shortage of qualified people for the job. That's what it suggests. It's a job that pays well. It's a job that you have a level of security where you cannot go to prison. Hi, how are you, sweetie? Don't make up no noise. Hold on. May I talk? She wants to say hi, guys. Because she turned celebrity now, you know. She come on the live all the while. She come to say hi. See her there? Alright? Yeah, man. Big up yourself. So what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, that is very concerning as to why they cannot find any candidates. I would love to know some of the candidates. I would love to be a fly on the wall of the conversation between candidates and whoever was interviewing them, to find out what was the deal breaker, if any, for some of these candidates, why they didn't want the job. Because it cannot be that the man just decides, say, yo, none of these persons work for me. You can't tell me, say, the money was not good enough. There's just no way this level, this job, with this type of, responsibility, it cannot be that the money is not right. But these are questions that I would love to get the answers to. Will we? I doubt it. But I hope that the People's National Party, on behalf of we the people of Jamaica, that would love to get these answers, continue to press on our behalf. Let's continue.
News article syndication. Appointing a loyal military/policing technocrat to lead this civilian authority in circumstances where the recruitment process appears not to have run its proper course is not a solution to the governance problems within NARA. It is a symptom of them, the statement said. The PNP also urged the government to bring amendments to the NARA legislation to strengthen oversight and rebuild public confidence in the authority. It added that it remains committed to holding the government accountable in the interest of Jamaicans. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness had earlier Wednesday announced the appointment of Major General Anderson as NARA's first CEO, effective June 1st. Holness said Anderson emerged from what he described as a very extensive recruitment process involving 120 applications for various NARA posts, including 85 for the CEO position. He said 7 candidates were shortlisted, including 3 Jamaicans and 4 overseas applicants from countries such as Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Holness said he kept his distance from the process. I was only informed of the end results. So just in case anybody thought that I kept a distance for good reason, he told a post-cabinet news conference. A former UK diplomat was reportedly among those considered. It's also understood that a senior United Nations official, who is Jamaican, was among the top contenders following an initial assessment. Holness said the recruitment...
Yo, if this is true, this is how I know this whole thing was bashed. There's no way, bro. A former UK diplomat and this man, Mr. Anderson, aka Gugutu, got the job? You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Let's continue. Hold on. Over there.
Recruitment panel included Public Service Commission Chairman Patricia Sinclair McCalla, Cabinet Secretary Audrey Sewell, Maria Thompson Walters, who heads the Transformation Implementation Unit, Port Authority Chairman Gordon Shirley, and Stephen Edwards, who leads the National Road Operating and Constructing Company. The NARA legislation, which establishes the authority to fast-track reconstruction and infrastructure projects, has now officially come into effect after receiving the Governor General's assent. The opposition and dozens of civil society groups and individuals argued that the legislation grants sweeping powers to the authority's leadership and the responsible minister, including the ability to override regulatory bodies, while insufficient safeguards existed for oversight and accountability. On Tuesday, Holness dismissed some of the critics as being driven by political interests, adding that some get funding to carry out their activities. There are also a set of Jamaicans who don't want to see NARA.
So the government idea of all the real, tangible, justified concerns that people have about NARA is that persons are bad mind essentially, and persons don't want to see NARA succeed. Anyway, I'm not even, anybody that actually buys that foolishness, you're slow. You're actually slow. Let's continue.
Succeed. It's not in their political interest for NARA to succeed, and we must call them out, he said. They hide under all kinds of names, claim to be parts of civil society when they're not. They are political activists, and we must call them by the name, and I stand here frankly and say that. ED, and we must call them out, he said. They hide under all... He defended the controversial NARA legislation, saying existing laws and institutions already provide the necessary safeguards to monitor the authorities' operation.
So Andrew Holness is saying that there's individuals in civil society that are just political activists. So he just disqualified. So because civil society came out and raised high-level concerns about NARA, he seeks to invalidate those concerns and speak to his core audience, the one that will act like say them dunce, and just gobble, just gobble up all of this, so gullible. You really feel say 28 civil society group come out and all of them is political activists? Uno really allow Andrew when Uno not call him out on this? Hey, yo, this is some wild stuff, bro. I've never seen so much civil society groups come out against a bill, and he wants to invalidate their concern. They actually wrote detailed amounts of things that they thought, recommendations that need to be amended on NARA, and they ignored them. And he wants us to believe, Jamaica, that these people are just political activists, and it's not in their best interest for NARA to succeed. What kind of nonsense is this? People need to run him away, no? Like seriously, they need to run him away, man. Him too much now.
Operations. Full PNP statement, May 27th, 2026. The People's National Party notes the appointment of Major General Anthony Anderson as Chief Executive Officer of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA. We expect that Major Anderson will execute the responsibilities of this office with the transparency, integrity, and accountability that the post demands and that the Jamaican people are entitled to receive. However, this appointment raises serious questions that the government must answer openly and without delay. In particular, the party wishes to know whether Major General Anderson applied for this position in the ordinary course of the initial recruitment exercise. If he did not, the public deserves a full and candid explanation as to why that process failed to produce a suitable candidate. A recruitment exercise that yields no appointable candidate is not merely an administrative inconvenience. It is a signal that something is fundamentally wrong with the framework governing this institution. The People's National Party has consistently raised concerns about the governance deficiencies embedded in the NARA legislation. This appointment does nothing to allay those concerns. On the contrary, it reinforces them. That the government appears to have found it necessary to draw upon a serving ambassador to Jamaica's most important international partner, who has only been in that post for 12 months, to fill this role, is itself instructive. It suggests strongly that credible candidates from within the relevant professional pool were deterred by the structural and governance arrangements that this party has repeatedly flagged as inadequate.
So, that's interesting. So the individuals that vied for the job, the PNP suggesting that those individuals looked at the situation and did not want to be a part of it on an ethics basis, not that they were not qualified. So Andrew Holness had to get somebody that he knew. Splash, did you big up yourself, my brother? Good to see you on YouTube, you know. Make sure you sign the petition and make sure you share it as well. All right, let's continue.
Inadequate. Appointing a loyal military/policing technocrat to lead this civilian authority in circumstances where the recruitment process appears not to have run its proper course is not a solution to the governance problems within NARA. It is a symptom of them, and we call on the government to be transparent with the Jamaican people about the full circumstances of this appointment. We further call on the government to bring amending legislation to address the salient governance deficiencies that continue to undermine public confidence in NARA, and to ensure that the institution is placed on a sound and accountable footing without further delay. The People's National Party remains committed to holding the government accountable in the interest of all Jamaicans. Follow The Gleaner on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner, and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Send us a message on WhatsApp at 1-876-499-0169 or email us at onlinefeedback at...
All right, enough plug of The Gleaner. So, on see what I go in Jamaica. The People's National Party did come out with a statement. I don't want to hear nobody come say, oh, the PNP is so quiet, and the PNP and the JLP are the same thing. Not because I never see it, that don't mean say it wasn't said. Okay? And that's why I share it. So who is watching right now, make sure say only share it. Make sure so they go say, say PNP come out with a statement and they were very, very upset and concerned about the appointment of Anderson to this post. Make sure so when you go have that conversation upon TikTok to come out, when you not jump in a box. Yes? When you know on yourself, I love when you not jump in a box and talk, because we need the conversation to be had. And of course, the good brethren, Dr. Alfred Dawes, you know, at the PAC meeting along with Wavelines, you know, doing right by the people as well, and calmly stating the obvious. $770 million, ladies and gentlemen. $770 million went back to the consolidated fund because persons were not qualified. So the program, the rules program, or whatever program it was that they were talking about, it doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't seem to be working. Not effectively anyway. Not efficiently. Right, Paulette? Right, Splash Digi? Little comedy, right? Narita, right? What's up? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Alright, so let's see what else is popping now. I'm glad to remember them something there, you know, cause I nearly messed up, you know them way there? I nearly messed up.
Every agent of the state, every employee of the state, every state agency, every state department, every ministry must treat our citizens with respect, that they have rights, and the right to life is the most important right, and no one is to be deprived of that right. Every agent of the state, every employee of the state, every state agency, every state department, every ministry must treat our citizens with respect, that they have rights, and the right to life is the most important right, and no one is to be deprived of that right.
Let's see if oh, she not say nothing about it yet. Let me see if London 45 had anything to say. People, the petition is signing. Hey, what's up, Ina Young? The petition, the signing of the petition is paramount here. It is very important that you sign the petition. Let me see what my sister say. One London 45, you know. One London 45. Let me see what she has said. Carry this over here, so make it screen drop as much as possible. So make it double screen and share the screen. Splash DG, you good, me G? Hey, wanna like up the live for me so the live can go out there, yeah? Please and thanks. Very important my side. Like up the live for me. Me where London 45 I say right there, so see what she'll go away.
Honestly, the person who found this video.
Turn it on, good.
Honestly, the person who found this video here to like it. I haven't seen this video in ages. This video is about freaking 4 years old. This is the first time when I had TikTok.
Surgery went bad, like.
And the old TikTok, believe me, even people in the States believe me. Listen, people all over the world believe that I did a
post the video for people to learn from my example. I'm 35 and they let me look 65 years older.
You know that I'm crazy?
It's no joy.
I'm one crazy lady.
Just pray for me. Stop.
Honestly, the person who found this video send you money, brawl in London. Arville, they trust my Mr. Holness. So, sir, So, guys, Mr. Holness says the main objective is to secure lives. Okay? And the last resource is to take lethal actions against criminals. Why is it the first resort is to take their lives? And what is it that you meant when you said meet the judge or the maker? What is it that you meant when your security minister say Van Bakar, body bag? What you all meant when you say shoot first and ask question later? So how can it be the first resort is to preserve life? How can it be the last resort is to for lethal forces? Like Mr. Holness, when you gonna stop to lie? When you gonna stop to lie, Mr. Holness, you too lie. You tell the police them say shoot first and ask question later. He's a liar. And to the hypocritical people that we're talking about, them out here look out both police and them not look out both gunman, them on the gunman side. Me telling you something. I am not playing any heroes. If you know a hero, you can come out here. The most I have to say to the illegal gunmen, them, my brothers, me I beg on to put down the gun. That is all me I gotta say. So you see, if you have something else to say, I don't want to play hero, no come out, come say it. But you see the legal gunman, them where my tax dollars are pay for serve and protect.
That's
And I
right.
go lick out against them
That's
wicked
right.
out here. And see if you don't like it, I have no problem that
That's
you
right.
hypocrite. Because I'm telling you, you stay. You already know that this is Jamaica and you can't come out here. No one is brave enough to come out here apart from Mr. Holness and Horace Chan. Come talk and the police them what them want to do to the illegal gunmen them. I don't have nothing to say more. I say, my brothers, please me I be gonna put down the gun. Me ban comes the gunman and me go deadlift them. But like I said, the legal ones, them when my tax dollar is paying to serve and protect, where take the people them life and a thief and a drugs dealer. Remember so we have only police a drugs dealer. Remember so one inspector them catch the other day with how much key, you know.
Yes.
Remember say upper
True.
but the place there where the drugs them keep. Remember say how much drugs Mr. From up there and the police them a drugs smuggler, murder and liar.
That's true.
Yeah. Some of them,
Yes.
our tax dollars are paid them for serve and protect. So we can come out here, come lick out against them and say, we say, when I'm paying an illegal gunman for do not know what road, they're doing their own thing.
That's right.
Okay, so who am I? If you say me, I go come out here, come lick out against them like come here lick out against the one them with tax dollars are pay. If you have something to come out and say apart from telling them to put the guns down, so things can be better.
Yeah.
Come say what you have to say. Me not have nothing to say. I say my brothers in the garrison, out of the garrison, wanna put down the gun, please.
Simple.
That is the most I can say, and
That's
that is the
right.
most I have to say. So uno we are here, uno come out here, come say anything else you don't have to say. We are the one. What do you do for a living? Excuse me. Guys, when you stop at
Yes, so to all of you that fighting against Marvin petition and putting videos out there talking about the petition can't get out no government and what the petition cannot do, I'm here to enlighten you all what the petition can do and how powerful it is. Remember, a baby always have to creep before them walk, and the petition take a big step, and it's a big step for the people of Jamaica to preserve their rights. And this is a small example I'm going to give you guys. A petition alone cannot automatically remove a government from power, regardless of how many people sign it. While a petition is a powerful tool to force public debate and trigger official response or pressure lawmakers. Okay, so yes, every baby has to creep before them walk.
Simple.
So at least if we get 100,000 signatures, of course, it will pressure lawmakers and people. Attention will come down from the government. You understand? And at least they must say we are work. And we can get some answers to some of the questions them we are asked. So you see, to all I know, we come out here, we want to mislead the people them. The soon I make video I talk about idiot I signed the petition and I give away rights. Mr. Holness have a date of birth with name and every God Almighty thing. I see him get 144 billion there. And him and Bigfoot and them friend them are rich and fine. And him have the whole of name and date of birth. See there? Him secure nearly $2 billion. Figure sort out needs to control the people them, but we can't find out how much allocate to help the people them. And him have the whole of the information. So if you put on a petition your full name and the address, me want to know what we are give up right here, so let me tell you something on the paper. All when people out here fight phone, or fight against the people who are fight phone. And I realize that we can genuinely bad mind people we still are helping the way on a shallow up here some full. Marvin, don't stop what you're doing. The whole of the right here, so with you. Yes, we now stop till we get 100,000 signature. And people no go, they go put on a signature card. Guess what? It's a step of holding the government responsible because they are trample power rights. So all I know out there we are coming with a full on the narratives, come talk like people and say, okay then, when they sign the petition, and Mr. Holness have to step them. No, we have put pressure, and pressure bus pipe. On the too dark and full. Stop fight for Mr. Holness and fight for myself and fight for we. I'm tired of with them behavior, man. I want to figure read and know what go on in the country instead of take one little narrative and I run up and down with it. Yes, the petition is a big step and people are asking you guys, we need 100,000 signatures. We just have 32 or 33 days there. So guys, now they're going to do, we're going to put in a signature so we can hold them criminally accountable. We put pressure upon them and like I say, pressure bus pipe. Pressure bus pipe, we'll draw attention to make them see we mean business. Thank you.
So So, Mr. Holness, I saw the headlines in the Gleaner, and it basically says lethal force should be the police's last resort. But under this condition here, at them first resort, is to take lethal force and kill off the people them. And this is why I'm telling people here, when we're out here talk about how the police them analyze the youth them, I say Marvin take it upon him help fight for the young youths them and walk go on with them and the police. I say some people are going like them want undermine Marvin bravery. Right? And the generosity and the love we have for the people. You see, some people, I know, say, no found out here, no just look views and likes. Because, like, when I see too much people talk good about Marvin, so no one say, here, where everybody talk good, me have to come talk bad. Only not have no sense. So, when I know I go say, me see one man from the media come talk about all Marvin do is talk on the behalf of criminals. Only not have no sense. I don't know wicked too. Because at the end of the day, the toughest criminal that we have in the country right now, the police, them around the country stop criminal right now. Once upon a time we used to have whole heap of criminal. We not have them again. And me have to big up the police, then we do them work the real way because all of them wicked. And you see the police, the upper papine, we run down that devil there and put on tope on him. And now him in the hospital and we can know what really happened to what's your name? Colleen, yeah. Police officer, big up yourself, you work properly. I saw we want police for work because guess what happened? He make sure say him slap him when him leave. So we can find out how the woman lose her life. Yes. You understand? So police up a papine will run down the criminal there. Yes. And go take him, foot them or wherever you hand them and weaken him up so him can live so we can find out what happened to the woman. When we go analyze in the market, big up yourself, officer. Big up yourself.
No, look at you.
Anyway, get back to Marvin's situation. So you see, out there we come talk about Marvin attack and the behalf of criminal no wicked. I don't have no sense of views and likes so no look. A views and likes so no look. Because every day on see what happen with the youths them in Jamaica. We see two man, them carry outside, go put them on them knee and tell them to put them on them head and then them lick out them brains. We know what them do to bigger than down at St. Elizabeth. First them come out, come see a shootout, then them come back out. When them realize them they pan flight green poster for play a flight green party, them come out back, come say mistake identity. We see what happened to the youth who work at Water Commission at Cherry Tree Lane, where him run go open the door for them and them take him life. We see what happened to the two brother them where one brother accusation is against and them going go take the two of them 3 pints. We see what happened to the man down at Constant Spring Road where the police them take him life right there. So you see at the end of the day, we are saying, it's not like we're out here saying that the police them we eat them. We're saying that them doing a bad job because even the guy down a Constant Spring Road, I have the video on my phone right now. He did have a gun on him, but why is it that the policeman walk up, take the gun off of the man and then ease back and kill the man? It don't make no sense. It do not make any sense. So we are saying, listen, if you catch a man in a one robbery situation or go on in a one situation where them analyze somebody, and you can slap him in an ear where you can carry him in so we can get some justice. We get some justice. You understand? But why you keep on taking people's life? And when we come out here, come talk about it, because right now, when me did just hear so the man will take the lady in a Papine Market life dead, me did feel away because me I said, no, that the criminal is dead. We not going to ever find out what happened to the woman. Exactly. Now when me hear so the criminal is still alive, me feel good because somewhere, somehow, some form of justice have to come out there because he will have to speak how him go kill the woman.
See and where so.
You understand? So this is one of the perfect examples.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. What she talk about are fundamentals of investigation. Analyzing the suspect should be the last resort. Police work is about intelligence. The more intelligence you get, the more you can dig for the bigger fish and go for the bigger apple and find out who are the big boss behind everything. Especially if you talk about gang violence in Jamaica, you can't kill a local soldier them and feel like say you stop nothing. Gang violence anywhere in the world. If you talk about you really want to get to the core of it, you have to get to the people and put the gun them in the youth them hand. And if you not do that, you not do nothing. Crime now go nowhere. Because there will always be more soldiers. So tell them, say, Bolo say that. Because them now use them brain, bro. I really think Armland that talk, brother. Let's continue. Big up yourself again, Splash DJ, you know. And the people that may watch me, can you please hit the like button and let me know where you guys are watching from in the comment section. Me have one up on the screen right there, so you know. Make we get 150 likes now. Do the right thing. And remember the super chat goal is there. Yeah, man. Any super chat, as long as 30 of them me get. You no matter the color of the super chat. Bless up the platform. Become a member of the platform as well. Let's continue. 1 London 45, never 2.
Well, we are saying you don't have to analyze them, because if the police did shoot him and ears for him dead, we just sit down and say, boy, the woman life just gone, so even though him dead, that is no revenge. But the fact that him is alive, Jamaica will soon hear where all of this is coming from and why he go and take her life. So this is a perfect example to show you, say, guess what happened? If you carrying the criminal them, make them go do them time, and there's something called second chances. You understand? If some of them brave enough to come with a shoot us, of course, them a shoot after on the police officer. Do what I'm supposed to do and defend yourself. Take lethal force. But another Tagwan and come out, come see a shootout and a sponge bullet demand them a fire, because we not see no way a shoot up, no evidence a shootout. Only shootout evidence that only kill the people them. So at the end of the day, yo, I don't want come say Marvin attack for criminal or no a hypocrite. Yeah,
but big up yourself, Dian. Use Alvin.
As let me tell you something, you say anytime you do a good job, you have some dirty bad mind people who have got bad mind you for your bravery and the good job that you're doing. They will never see what you're doing, and they are one-sided. So you see, Marvin, big up yourself, continue to do the good work we are go out here, and we are pray for you and we are vote for you. Because at the end of the day, guess what? I you say the poor people, and I you say we will walk with you to help get justice.
You know, more say this. And it's not just for Marvin alone. It's for everybody where they're in this space. You see people them out there listen to it. I want to appreciate the vocal advocacy that we are disseminating. It doesn't matter which one of us. I encourage you to pray for every one of us. Yeah, man. Be intentional. I encourage you guys to pray for every one of us. Especially the remnant. Big up the one that will pray for me all when me ask. Love you. You understand? No look a joke. Karen McQueen, Pastor Peter Chambers, Mark Stewart. I don't know if a pastor Jeffrey shot to work, know me still, but knowing him as a man of God, he goodly pray for me as well. He's just that type of servant of God, you know? And big up a pastor Jeffrey shot to work, straight. No look a joke. Stand with him. Stand with him. Love to work with him, I do. The truth is bitter sometimes, you know, but why may I tell you? When you're sick, you need bitter medicine sometimes to get better. Enough of we sick. So pray for them, man. Pray for we. Pray for we, my people. Pray for we. Yeah? Pray for we. In our real life. Let's continue.
For the poor. So like me say, we the people for out here fighting in the street, while we in a parliament a fight for we. Because we don't understand, the people that were in a parliament a fight for we can in the street a fight and in a parliament. Them in a parliament a fight and we for out here do our own fight. But we have a lot of mouth to fight against each other, but we don't have the mouth to fight for one another and fight for the country. Marvin, Little Fire, big up your damn self. I'll enough respect me say, we are look out for the youth them, and we want when the police them catch them and do nothing. Carry them in, man, and make them go do them time. Stop taking them life, because guess what? Jamaica is under siege of poverty right now. Some of the youth them can't do no better. We born come see pie a go on, and we are going dead left seat a go on. We don't want it to happen, but guess what? The amount of money where the politician, them a thief, them could have made the youth them life better and cut down crime. And crime will never cut down in our country.
And you know, The root cause of crime, is the drug trade, right? And the arms trade, It go hand in hand, So if the government really go fight gang, upsurge, gang activity. If you really go fight that, you have to fight the gun them are coming in the country. If you really go fight that, there's no way two of them correlate, them work with each other. Excuse me. Them work with each other. Period.
We take over by corruption. There is no way crime are gonna cut down. Cause the same people them we're supposed to curve crime, and them are the crime master, and at them are create crime themselves. So all crime are go done when the whole corrupt, when the whole force itself is very corrupt, the leader corrupt, the whole of them in the governing party corrupt. So how not gonna expect the crime are gonna cut down in the country? On a wicked man, on a wicked. So what I have to say, we have to pray. Marvin, big up your damn self. I want Jamaica.
That is it. Wait this up.
So, to everyone that asking me to send them the petition, please go over Marvin Little Fire page. Hit the link in his bio, and the petition is right there, guys. Please go and sign it, guys. We need 100 signatures, and guys, the petition moving too slow. I'm not lying, guys. It is pretty easy. All you got to do is fill in your full name, and you'll see a spot right there to say put your.
Anybody in our chat right now that has not signed the petition, raise your hand. We have 2 petitions to sign, one for Marvin and one for Mr. Will Rattigan. Zane, one is the MAGNITSKY Act, and that is an international act to fight against corruption and human rights violation in the country. And of course, if you're living in Jamaica and not under a rock, you know that corruption and human rights violations is one of the things that has been plaguing the country with this government, this particular party, the Jamaica Labour Party in government, especially human rights violations. It's almost as if some of their statements endorse same. You understand? So definitely calling on the people to sign that if you have not signed it as yet, and if you don't know where to find it, she's telling you. You know where to find it on TikTok. But of course, if you're here on YouTube with me, yeah, you can text me right now. And one of my moderators, then we drop it in the chat. I don't know if Sylvan is there, but Mrs. Splash DJ. And plus, I have my phone right here. I can just have the link on my clipboard. I can send both of them. And if you guys truly pay attention to the chat on YouTube and you look in the comment section, both of the petitions, that moderator, that named Nightbot, keep dropping them every 5 minutes. Right? So you can see it. You can see it. Can you sign this petition? Can you help me out by signing this petition? Those 2 messages are in the comment section for you to sign. All right, my people? Let's continue.
Community or your parish, whatever, and you put it right there and you submit, and that's a signature right there. Please, guys, go over Marvin Little Fire page and sign the petition. Guys, we need 100 signatures, and Jesus Christ, man, we must can get 100 signatures. We should be able to get that in one day. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys, please.
Oh, me too love London. London, so we can get in a one day. London, that's a bit of a stretch now, city. I'm just saying, that is a bit of a stretch. Marvin Liquefier. That is a bit of a stretch, darling. One day, she is ambitious. Lord have mercy. She's very ambitious. Very ambitious indeed.
We're still reeling from the revelation that there's $1.4 billion of donor aid barely spent. And now we are being informed that there is $770 million unspent, earmarked for the most vulnerable in our society. Of the $1 billion, only $230 million in approved payments so far.
Correct.
So we are at 23% of the funds. How long has this been programming going on?
June 2025.
And so we still have 75% of the funds unspent. And we are just at only about 63% of the of the applicants being selected for disbursement. What's the plan for spending the rest of the money with the, you know, we're at about a year out now, and only 63% of applicants have got money. You still have the bulk of the money there sitting, while the truth is that, you know, we have many of our constituents calling us night and day asking when are they going to get their grants.
Okay, so we're at the end of a financial year. So the monies would have been returned, monies unspent would have been returned for debt reduction. And as I indicated to you, Chair and members, that we have the 11th.
Sefu, big up yourself in a Sefu. Yeah, man. Come on. Blessings to you, my darling. Good to see you, love. Let's continue.
521 persons who would have been approved for payment, and that represented the 230.4 million. So there are persons who would not have qualified for the program because they would not have met the criteria. So we had persons who were already on programs who would have submitted applications. So we would not have included those having not met the eligibility criteria. As I indicated, we are also looking at the persons who would have submitted their applications, who would have met the criteria but not have met it at the end of the financial year. We are treating with those persons. So we'll be treating with all the applicants who would have applied for the program.
So of the 37%, of the 30% of applicants who would not have been shortlisted for disbursements, no. Have you approximately what percentage of that number is?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I say? My sister Anissa. You know what I say? My sister Anissa. My sister Anissa Rose made an excellent point in our live stream today. Make sure you know, go subscribe to sis, you know. Yeah, man, more have to share this before me go. Check, listen to this.
The Camina, the Cockburn Flynn, and the Fayeval running out against Nikisha Burchell for stating the obvious. But them don't run out for some of those very same women amongst them who are being beaten and battered by their spouses because two of them can lick a one beer with them and them can eat, break a one bread with them.
Jamaica, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Sister Anissa Bell called it out perfectly. And there's more. Let's continue.
We never see them run out for the various amount of children who have gone missing, lost their lives. But them run out for Nikisha Burchell and when the two big tough back men them throw out sexist remarks against her in the campaign season. Them never see nothing wrong with that.
Honey.
How dare Nikisha go into Juliet's marriage? Why Nikisha can't go in a Juliet marriage? Juliet is no exception to the rule. All them did go in a Mark Golding marriage. All them set them paid operatives.
That is it. That is it. Me say, Anissa Bell Rose are the only person who react to this situation and mention that. Because we don't talk about it a lot, you know. The paid operatives that were sent to attack Mark Golding's wife. Where was Juliet Cuthbert? Where was Juliet Holness? Where was Fieval Williams? Feelbad Williams? Where was Kamina Johnson Smith? All on a hypocrite. Go away. Go away. Uno no relevant. Uno no have no substance. Uno no have no credibility. Uno only conveniently defend some women when they're being attacked. When I see you guys standing against your own, when you're talking down on women, I will begin to have a grain of respect for you. And you know, Jamaica, you know, I would be remiss if I didn't play this, although I have it on my page, you know. There's a shirt that I got that I stole from Dr. Angela Brownberg. Somebody sent it to me and I edited it and posted up on my page. I want to say, what a classic response from Dr. Angela Brownberg. You guys haven't seen it? Well, listen to this.
Good morning. I am stopping by today just to say how absolutely pleased I am to see the number of female parliamentarians in Jamaica who have taken to social media around.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Yo, no, I'm have to play that again. Hold on. Let me play that again. Listen to this.
Good morning. I am stopping by today just to say how absolutely pleased I am to see the number of female parliamentarians in Jamaica who have taken to social media around an issue that they feel very strongly about. I want to invite all of you to start another conversation. One about a spending plan for Hurricane Melissa donation. One about what's happening to our families, in particular our children and our seniors who are still living under the skies. Let's talk about their trauma as we approach hurricane season.
My God.
Let's also talk about the transparency we need around the interest that's being earned with that money that's in the bank, the selection of the victims of Hurricane Melissa, and how we get help to them now. Waiting to hear from you. Blessings.
Emotional damage. Embarrassing.
We need some milk. Now, for the people out there that does not appreciate class and intelligence, let me tell you something. Miss Dr. Angela Brownberg, she demonstrated class and intelligence. She said, you know, I am so happy that you guys are out here criticizing Nikisha Burchell. That's not what she said, you know, but I'm going to say it for you. I'm so happy that you guys are criticizing Nikisha Burchell. But, you know, there's a few other issues that is way more important than her statements about the Speaker of the House. You know, like the underspending of the $1.44 billion. You know, like children not able to go to school. Like the article that just came out that the young men have to be working instead of going to school because, you know, their parents can't send them to school and they need to help to put food in the house. The myriad of serious issues that is going on in the country. Pick one. I need to see your advocacy where these things are concerned. Mighty God of Daniel. If I love this lady one more time. If I love this lady one more time. She is not soft, but she can be gentle like a little, you know, like a little flower. Isn't she sweet, Jamaica? Don't you just love Dr. Angela Brownberg? No, I mean, honestly, I love this woman. I love her so much. That is it, Dr. Angela Brownberg. You don't need to say anything else. And the last part of it was the icing on the cake. And then the little cherry on top. I wait on your response. That is a challenge. That is an elegant challenge. Only when you want to defend the Speaker of the House, we see you come out and talk. Juliet Cuthbert, Kamina Johnson-Smith, and Failbad Williams. Only when I don't hear you guys on no social issue that is happening to the people of Jamaica. I don't hear none of you come out. I haven't heard you guys say a word in English about the murder of Latoya. Buju Bulgin. What? Oh, she doesn't have any status in society. You know, she doesn't have any name behind her. So therefore, she is less than humane. Is that how you guys think? And that's how it comes off to me. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you very much. Like their constituencies that need to be fixed. You know, excuse me. I was listening to Colin Bell the other day, you know. And he said, you don't notice that none of the MPs that is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, or none of the councillors that is a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, or MPs, are standing up in Parliament and letting their voices be heard about representing the people in their constituency. You notice they're not hearing that? Ladies and gentlemen, they're quiet as a lamb. They are being controlled. As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Holness is a dictator within his own party. And people have to get in line. Because there's no way you can tell me, say, you guys have all of these people are representing. And you are not talking about what they are telling you, the struggles that they have in the parliament. So it's on record and unanswered. You just come to the parliament quiet like this. No, she's definitely underestimated. Definitely. I don't know why they did that. But I mean, extreme youth, big up yourself. That is definitely a mistake by each and every one of them that underestimated this lady. Love her so much. And you see, these are the same people that, you know, that pretty much did not support her. You know, when everybody was chastising her, saying, oh, she disrespect the Speaker of the House. No man, me too love her, Miss Burt. Me too love her. Me too love her, Jamaica. Me too love her. Me too love Dr. Angela Brownberg. Me too love her.
Isat Buchanan, Member of Parliament, and we're right now at None Such. This is where you have the community centre, football field. Currently, the community, the councillor, Wayne McKenzie and myself, we're trying to complete the netball court. So for the Labour Day project, you'll see the asphalting. But I can tell you, community, teamwork, make the dream work, and respect to all of the youths that come out this morning and they're putting in the work and helping themselves to ensure that the court is up and running and ready. It's a good feeling to know that people are involved in improving their spaces for recreation for themselves. And you never know, the greatest talent, the brightest future may be right here in None Such. And to find that and develop that, we have to have the facilities. So again, big up to the diaspora, big up to all who is contributing to ensuring that this community centre is developed in a way that serves the people. More to come, watch the ride.
One Isat Buchanan, Portland Eastern, never two. You understand? And you know what great about this is the way how the people get involved with him on the project. Isat Buchanan has this ability. And thank you for sharing that with me, Florence. Florence sent me the video. Antonio, big up yourself. Isaac has this ability where he can gather and really reach the people to the core, you know? And to me, he's not a politician, he's a statesman. You understand? Isaac Buchanan is a statesman, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that audio I always play? Yeah, man. Isaac Buchanan is the epitome of that audio. You feel me? What is this? Somebody send me this. No, hold on. The things here, Florence is send me, I know Florence. J.A. Polytricks. But I'm have to be careful when I play Poly something. I must have to watch for more time. I don't know what going on so. That youth is a PMP, but he don't love cause holy pa bad word. You hear me no want to play that, you know. I want to go on there so. You don't say one video supposed to Mommy.
Are the applicants who
My mother when I watch one video with Marvin, you see me? But it look like say one old video because I haven't seen post nothing new on the channel. Let me see Bank for International Statement. Reserves directly overhauls and accelerates cross-border payments. What does this mean? If adopted, this could be massive. Oh, crypto. Okay. He's giving updates. Okay. Anybody that's in crypto, yeah, I wanna go on good. Especially if one was in it a long time. I wanna understand, I wanna go on good. When everybody was saying, oh, you know, it's a scam and all of this, you guys understood. You guys took a risk and you guys understood, and yeah. So this is recent. Jamaican medical students in Cuba plead for help amid deepening crisis. So hold on there. Hasn't the government done something about that already? Wasn't that like 2 months ago? Or this is a continued situation? I mean, honestly, what is going on here? I one more thing I play before me leave, you know. One more thing I play. Midday Connection. More I say big shout out to Ed Boy, you know. Yeah man, Ed Boy, big up yourself, my general. Me listen to PDTV. Well, I was live. My mom was listening to it, and she said, "Bolo, your name a call." I said, "What? I want go on." So of course I went and listened. So let me go over there for a second. Let me go over there for a second, a quick second. You know, I don't really talk about Lisa Anna, but it appears as if she has some things going. And when me hear certain people talk about it, it validates what is being said. When me hear a man like Ed Boy talk about Lisa Anna, I say, Jano, you really that bad though? Man, that shit is sad, bro. I'm sorry, that is sad.
Lisa and I got some of the best Irish potato multiple times. Look at this. I said, and I want to big up Bolo. About 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago,
Me not find back the clip yet, but me and him wanna talk about it for true. This is what I say.
Bolo and I had a discussion on his program, right? And we were asking who was going to head Nara. And Bolo and I came to the position that is him going to come here now. We said, no, but somebody said in the chat, but the man to America. I said, we don't know Andrew Holness.
We sure did. That's exactly how it went down. He said, me and Boy talk and me I say, yo, Andrew Holness brazen. As some family member or close friend, I will get the job on Nara. 3 weeks ago, Jamaica 1 month. I kid you not. 3 weeks ago or 1 month ago, me and him talk. And I say, yo, brother, this Nara thing. Because I remember saying Nara at that time, and the whole of when I talk about it, and we have multiple streams about it, because we have said, this thing now got to know 9 day, 1 day, brother. Because this is serious. Right? The potential things that the man can do with this Nara thing and get away with crime against the Jamaican people. Me I say, yo, no man. And me I say, yo, who the man I go put for the CEO? I wonder if I want a family member them. And this man name came up. And somebody did say in the chat, why? The man, they are foreign, so how that going work? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we see how it work. we see how it work. Him going to left him job from overseas and come here. I saw it going to work. Terrible. Terrible, man. Andrew
Holness is a narcissist. Let me give it to students of psychology.
Terrible.
What do narcissists tend to do? They don't trust anyone. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the few people that they do trust, those are the ones that they're going to keep close. Am I right or am I
True.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Because them know them dirty deeds. Them know the dirty deeds of how to operate. The chief executing officer.
Chief thief and executing officer. But let me deal with Lisa. Cause really, me don't expect this. Lisa me want to deal with. You know why me want to deal with Lisa? Because Lisa is an utter disappointment. Lisa, you remember when in 2013, there was war in a constituency. And 2 MPs stood up for her at the time. It was Morris Guy and Joyland Silvera.
Yes.
Yeah? I remember going down to Lisa and her constituency multiple times for comrade speaking to Comrade Bell and others who were really upset.
Lydia Richards and all of them.
Lydia Richards and we begged Lydia Richards. I could tell her all over yard we go meet at Claremont, but I won't say it.
Yes.
Yeah? And we begged them to work with Lisa. Right? Let me tell you something. Lisa is a self-serving individual. What Lisa Hanna did in the hurricane, and I pointed it out to you, when she went down to Floyd Green's constituency and gave Floyd Green all the support, and when another fellow comrade like Zulika Jess, a woman, yeah, like herself, was in need of, didn't give her none. And let me tell you why she didn't do it. Because it's not an open secret that her husband wants to set up a poultry farm in Jamaica like Best Dress.
Yes.
There's no secret. And
so Lisa Hanna is coming off as a self-serving, just very selfish person. She just cares about the bottom line, about herself and her ambitions. And whatever means she can use, whoever she can have that serves that purpose, well, that's what she's going to do. Tonight is going to be very interesting on PDTV, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you guys are in the building. I will be definitely doing a reaction to that show tonight. When I come back live, yeah, man, I'll be doing a reaction to that show. It's going to be up and stuck. Let's continue.
They're also asking for chickens for them to remove the chicken.
That she and her husband can import the chicken then. That's why she write the article about Best Dress and saturate the market. Yes, true.
You know, when I heard that audio about she bringing the conversation about Best Dress, I thought she was advocating on behalf of the people of Jamaica. Now I find out that it was a self-serving move. You understand? So, I mean, it's not like she said she was advocating on behalf of the people of Jamaica. So, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me 3 times. Hey, now I know. Now I know. And it's sad, because, Isana, the beauty queen, although I don't know her in real life, and persons that I would say think they are of a certain class, they don't have that. Andrew Holness is one of those persons. Like, Andrew Holness is not for the people. Andrew Holness is somebody that look for class and status. He wants to be among the people that think of themselves better than the other man when they bleed the same way. Andrew Holness is that type. You know who that is? Me personally, I don't care. A lot of people have all type of accolades, but they are terrible human beings. I care more about your character. That's what I look at, your character. I don't care about your status. I don't care about how much money you're making or made. I don't care about none of that. If you have a terrible character, Paulette, what are you doing? If you have a terrible character, listen. Miss me, bro. Miss me. I'm not a groupie. You heard? I'm not a groupie. Never been, never will be. You heard? So it's all about your character. I don't care about none of that. But you know, we still did rate Lisa like, yo, she, you know, she did represent Jamaica, and you know, I said, alright, cool, awesome. You feel me, I deal with. And then she was on the PNP side, and I thought she was with Mama P, but man, listen to this. It's crazy. Listen to this.
And then show you how wicked she is. She opposed Lisa as a daughter of St. Mary Retreat, opposed the Irish potato program that was helping a lot of farmers in Western St. Mary, from Guyshill to Gale, all over in Western St. Mary, some of the best Irish potato grown. Yeah?
Yes.
She opposed it and said that we were wasting money on it. Why? Because they wanted to import them cheap Irish from over Netherlands. Yeah?
Yes.
So they could control their
You
own.
realize what I said? She's a capitalist by nature. There is nothing called a democratic socialist about her.
I remember when she was at NEC.
Now there's a certain individual in the comment section right now that's watching me. I know, you know, some people don't like how Andre disseminate the information in which he's speaking about Lisa Hanna, because no just like Lisa Hanna. However, the truth cannot be ignored. The truth will set you free. The truth cannot be ignored, ladies and gentlemen. And like Dre Bryan even called in and said, history will not treat Lisa Hanna well. All these things that they're saying is true? Nah, bruh. I can't rock with Lisa if these things are true. I'm sorry. I can't. How could I? Or you have to fight out the farmer them. The normal man. Because you have bigger interests with your family and phone company. Or you have to do that. Or you have to use your political power to do that. If this is indeed true. I can't rate them something there, brother. Never will, bro. I can't rate them something.
I have never heard Lisa Hanna brought forward any proposal that was in favor of the poor in Jamaica. If Lisa Hanna could point to one, in fact, Lisa Hanna used her position and cuss Babsy if you want cuss Babsy. Cuss Babsy if you want to cuss Babsy. She used her position to remove the Rastas from Pinnacle.
Thank you.
Took God to intervene and meet with Portia Simpson and say, no, this can't happen, right? And that's how they reserved the 5 pieces of lots up there. Her husband, brother wanted to take the remaining lot that was the foundation for Rastafari.
What? Jamaica? Yeah, no. If these things are true, bro, because I don't know, you know. But you know, when it come from head boy, it's certified for me. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say, if these things are true, I can't rate Lisa, brother. I can't rate Lisa, bro. No, sorry, no, I can't do it. Sorry. Rating's gone, bro. Rating's gone.
Presided over it as Minister of Culture. Your history, Lisa Hanna in Jamaica, will be one that is not going to be kind to you because you used Portia Simpson Miller. Many of us who warned Portia about your Portia ignored us.
Thank you.
Ignored us.
Thank you. Get at it. Get at it, head boy. Get at it. Get at it. She backstab Portia.
She used the leverage she had on Portia and the friendship and the trust that Portia had for her, seeing her like a daughter. And remember now, she filed independent candidates against Portia. Portia had to go down there and ask them, don't make me come here the next time with who from my constituency to deal with. You remember Portia picked out the character in her last 8 days? The same Lisa Hanna undermined Portia Simpson Miller. She led this thing, and I will say it now publicly. When they were saying renewal, blight for renewal, you know who financed blight?
She say, man.
Lisa Hanna gone.
No, don't it, listen. When the problem started at the PNP with the rise, you realize, did you remember that she was going to join with Peter Bunting to get out Peter Phillips? You remember that part? And then the ultimate hour, she decided to change from Peter Bunting and keep with Peter Phillips. She's not to be trusted. She's not to be trusted in Jamaica.
You know what I'm called? A back and belly rat? A back and belly rat.
Embarrassing.
Yes.
He needs some milk.
Emotional damage. Damn. All of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Truth is the light.
The truth is the light.
Me live by that, Jamaica. That statement there. All lies will be exposed. And anyone that doesn't like that, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Wanna know who head boy is, so they can come feel. Let's continue.
And by the way, all I have to say to you, Lisa, I know which position you want, you want the ambassadorship, no? You want the ambassadorship, no? Go see up at Washington and sell a perfume. I want this bell good and a couscous, I can't leave you.
Yo, listen, man. Hey, I'm going to leave it right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to come back by about 11
Taste the
o'clock.
new ginger ale flavor today.
I'm going to come back around 11 o'clock. I need a break. I gave you guys a solid show this afternoon. We've been on for 3 hours. Yeah, man. I gave you guys a solid show. So I'll be back later. Big up on yourself. You know, OBS is the ish. Look how me just boost up my camera and just do one little side part there. So me have whole heap of ways over just display the thing, you know what I mean? And I know you guys came in late. I wish you guys were here from the start, the 200 plus people. But I appreciate that you are here none the same. And I ask that you hit the like button before you actually exit. So this video, other persons can get to see it because it will be stapled in the algorithm. Yes? Thank you so kindly, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a wonderful evening. And I'll see you this at 11 p.m. Jamaica time. Alright? Big up on yourself. TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to me YouTube. I'll be on YouTube tonight. I won't be on TikTok, okay? The link is in the bio for my TikTok. So subscribe to my YouTube from there. Alright? God is good. Sooner or later. My side, look at me. Davy Haynes, big up yourself. Or Dave Haynes, sorry, Dave Haynes, big up yourself.